your son. Thank you for sending your son. If we didn't have Shiloh, then we would be a redeemer. Thank you for sending Shiloh. And let's put a little light on the subject here. All right. So thank you, Father, for the gospel. Horizo, thank you for all things. Thank you for truth. Aletheia. And most importantly, Shiloh. Otherwise, we would have to face you, or the wages of sin is death. And that was just one sin. So religion has got people kind of spun on forward, perverted on what these books are all about. But what a blessing it is to come to the abyss knowledge of what your commandments once were, 613 statutes, commandments, the law. And now we're not under any law of flesh. So it's all spiritual. Come to that understanding. All religious idiots. All religious people are idiots. I can't turn a goat into a sheep. It's not possible. So the sheep could have their name blotted out of the wedding. It's all about a wedding. It's all about a crown. He said, I come quickly. Let no one take your crown. Oh, you want to get up there? You're a big dog. You got to scoot over there, Bobo. He's trying to get up there. Sorry, the puppies are trying to get up here with the dad. Oh, you gotta lean on me. Oh, he's a big dog. He's a big dog. He's a big old dog. Oh, he's over there making a bunch of noise. You sound like the police, Mr. Yoder boy. Be nice. I'm gonna say hi to my guys. You be nice to your brother. Let him get up and over there. Say hi, boys. There's Dango boy. That's my biggest. All right, we're good. All right, well, again, blessings for the understanding, for the bis, the mother, to sup with those that are in the narrow way, narrowing self daily, denying self, taking their cross up and following after, conforming to what Christ did. He stood up to the law, called them the synagogues of Satan, called the modern day churches to be the same exact thing. Houses made by hands. He said he didn't dwell in houses made by hands. Twice, he always declares 2 witnesses. So what a blessing for the ministry to be able to share this narrow way with others, the light. He said, I am the horizo. That's the light. The word horizon, separator, divider of the day and night, dark and light. So many are, but oligos are chosen. Most won't stand up to this corporation. They'll go with it. They're pig lickers. People in government are pigs. People in government, and more than 40% of the populace of this corporation, American, works for the government, is federal, state, employed, privately contract one way or another. So gonna find you, gonna get you. Yeah, they got the eye in the sky with Mr. Streaky Starlink with his rusty old toaster, street sweeper, dustpans, and people aren't liking that, are they? A lot of people here in Oregon, there's a couple places they get tigered, and another place I don't think we should, destroy people's property. That's not right. But people are definitely opposed to this sneaky muskrat with his stolen Tesla tech. It's not his, it's Trump's. It's Donald John, right? Well, John Trump was Trump's uncle, so they're not hiding it. It's not hidden. The veil has been lifted. We're in the apocalypse. Well, hello. Is there anybody out there? So most people are just idiots. 99% of the population are idiots. Many are called, but oligarchs are chosen. I didn't make that call. He said, vessels of wrath fitted for destruction from the foundation of the world. I didn't make that. He said, vessels of mercy. Broad is the way that leads to the wide gate, which leads to the abyss, hell. There's no such word as hell in Scripture. That's a added word to text. And he said in the book of the Apocalypse or Revelation, as I said earlier, he says, I come quickly. Let no one take your crown. So you might want to figure out what that means. He says, take up your cross, and he didn't carry a cross, and he wasn't hung on a cross. That's religious nonsense. An apostasy, blasphemy. You have never studied Roman torture, have you? You don't know anything about the Romans and the time of Christ. You probably follow this other Jesus that Paul wrote in his writings, and another gospel, this false sit down. This is a stand up every day. One day, fun day, Sunday is Christianity, Catholicism, Mormonism, Calvinism. They're all insanity. Christianity, all of them, they're all part of this religion vein. Might want to read the book of Jeremiah. We're not supposed to celebrate. Any questions? You'll know if you're in the presence of a child of God because they don't celebrate. They don't. Why would they celebrate? That was all blotted out. He fulfilled all the celebrations, all the customs, rituals. They didn't eat crackers and grape juice or Cadbury bunny fluffy marshmallow or eggs, Ishtar, bake hot cross-top buns to Satan's wife, Semiramis, the star goddess. You know, they ate the lamb. David declared him the Lamb of God. That makes him the ram. Correct? Fire. Aleth. Ox. Leader. So that's the middle of three sons. Shem, John's son. I am the middle born of my dad. My father is not in the sky. He's in heaven. The heavens. He is Horizo. Heavens in Genesis, when Father Horizo, light, created the heavens, that's not above your head. You can't go into the firmament. You're not going to send skyboats into the firmament. That's childish. Constant. Why do you think they're called constellations? Grow up. Stop corkscrewing, spinning through time. That's warp speed or God speed. You tell me. The Hebrew word to warp, twist, change, or pervert is froward. So are you warp speed? Did you get your warp speed jab? Greatest jab ever, huh? Thought you were going to get the greatest wall. You got it now, didn't you? You got the 101st Airborne at the wall. There you go. MAGA baby, MAGA. That's Antichrist. Antichrist, not the Antichrist. He has his house decorated with the Antichrist, but Antichrist is somebody who says peace. Remember, it says shalom. Those who say shalom, peace and safety. Remember, he said, do not think I came to bring peace. I came to bring a sword of division. Remember, he's the one with the sword, not the crown of the bow. Mr. Toxon. Yes, the bringer of the disease and the cure of the disease, Mr. Apollyon. The one Trump has his house decorated with, Mithra, the sun god. So, okay, moving on. People have their head up, not their fourth point of contact, or, darkness. Remember, those who do unfruitful works of darkness, vessels of wrath, fitted for destruction from the foundation of the world. Goats, can't turn a goat into a sheep. It's not possible. Remember, they only have their name blotted out. It will not, the elect will not thee deceive. The iron will not cleave with the watery clay. We're in the age of clay, not golden dome. Goldon. I already told you on this channel long before, year or plus two ago, about this gold millimeter wave dome, Mr. Stinky Muskhole, glass hole, as is above, so is below, Trump millimeter waves and stinky glass rat musk holes. You know, it's all this glassing of the earth and all these domes they know what's coming. They're not childish, right? They're wise as a serpent, gentle as a dove. The serpent, the Nakash, the children of darkness, those who work in dark. You'll know them by their fruit. Do not judge them by their cover. You'll know them by their fruit. I'm giving you an agricultural sign. Remember the fig tree parable sign? Who else is giving you that? No one. Only here on High Desert Faith and Truth Ministries are you producing fruit. When was the change of the age? You know, fire to water. Remember that? He had to birth the flesh vessel. He does not exist. He is the horizo. He is the ram, fire, light, the divider, separator. Do not think I came to bring peace on this earth. I came to bring a sword of division. Those who say peace and safety, sudden destruction will come upon those who call out for that peace and safety. False teaching is teaching peace. Golden. Great again. Antichrist. Scorpizzo, false teaching. So you know, by scripture. But most people don't stick their face into that book or take the time to find the knowledge. He says, seek and you shall find, ask and you shall receive, knock. Hello, is there anybody out there? It's all right. Father already chose. Father already knows. I am Horizo, the Most High, the one who said twice, right, that he doesn't dwell in temples made by hands, correct? Roger Waters put it in a lot of it. Right now we're seeing that right time, remember? There's one of them, get him up against the wall. There's one who doesn't look right. There's one with spots. If I had my way, I'd have all of you. Jabbed, shot, right? That's what he said. So you know what I'm saying? You don't need to be medicated or out of your brain skull to watch Roger Waters' The Wall, you know. I don't watch really a whole lot of anything, but that we have watched over and over because we're here now. Tear down. No, that's all right. People don't get it. It's all right. Remember, prognosko is the Greek word, Romans 8:29. He said, I also did foreknow who the ones I did predestine to conform to the image of Christ, the anointed, the Hamashiach, the Messiah. So blessings to those who have been given on their hearts. Seeking you shall find, asking you shall receive, knocking I will come sup with you. It's on our hearts. Remember, he said it was on stone tablets pounded out on scrolls, rock. Remember, now it's on our hearts with blood, beard blood he paid. They didn't hang him on a tree. Oh, they did. Where's this cross thing? He said, carry your cross. They didn't hang him on a cross. He formed a cross. You don't know anything about Roman crucifixion, huh? This is religious idiots. I smell one in here. Somebody must be religious. Be one of these insanity, Christianity or isms, Catholicism, all of them, Mormonism, Calvinism, Presbyterian, Lutheran. We can go all out the other. They go every which way. They're all vain. Vain means worthless. So all religions don't follow any definition. They're all translated and go after a transgender Jesus born in the winter. 3-gender God. That's the one when Trump says, a God we trust, like on the back of the dollar. That's the God they're talking about, this Masonic nation form. Remember, it once was a nation, but they fell from this. Yep, the great falling away has been a long time ago. It didn't just start this corporation, American. So it's not a constitutional republic. They tell you they've got you believing it's a democracy, and a democracy is not a constitutional republic. Although the democratic process, voting, is part of our original constitutional republic. It's not serfdom, by executive order. All these executive orders are just like by the king's order. Same bullshit. People just don't know the Constitution. They don't remember the Constitutional Republic. They are so part of this used to being this tax corporation, bond, merchant number. They take and rob you from birth. Your parents sell you out on a blood contract under this Wizard of Oz law. I'll get you, little dog, Toto, too. Yeah, well, whatever. It is what it is. That's this corporation. They don't, yeah, it's all about commerce. Court, if they're going to charge you, they charge you under revised statutes. That's not original criminal code. Is criminal statute, Title 18. You know, people don't even have any idea what's going on here. All crimes are crimes of commerce. Code is for crime. That's a corporation. That's for businesses and corporations. That's why it's all in capital letters. Birthed from your certificate. Merchant, your merchandise. They sell your labor. They sell you. It's already they're Walmart. They're Walmart, but you don't get it. You know, smiley face Walmart, the same one that interned American citizens. Get under your golden dome, millimeter dome. Anybody focus in on what's going on? There's one who looks right. No, they don't look right. There we go. We'll just go back to our little Floyd moment in time. Well, no, people don't see. They just don't have an eye to see. He doesn't remove the scales from. Many are called, but oligarchs are chosen. So most people see a whole nother side of, you know, great again is Antichrist. The book says sorrows, and that goes in the other direction. Actually, things are supposed to get a lot worse. If you're preparing for, you know, hope for the best, prepare for the worst. That's what you're supposed to be doing. This whole great again bullshit. We drove all these businesses out of this country for years through all these same administrations, through the oil administration. So this is all just a rug pull on the whole world. No, hey, if you don't do business with us, we'll tax the living, you know what, out of you. And if you know this, we're taking over Greenland and Canada, you know, whatever. We don't need your oil. We don't need your 80 to 90% of our paper products that are shipped here in the U.S. And we don't need you. Canada loves us, wants to be the 51st state of America. Can't. Corporation. It's insane. This is just, people are just like, yeah, Mexico's already been taken over. You haven't heard it yet. And Canada, Russia's got that already. You're all in some other, see, this is war. They're stancing, Trump is getting this stanced for the dragon, for the fight with the battle with the dragon, where this will be given to the dragon. You're just, from the Panama Canal to the Canadian, now Russian border in Alaska. Oops. Did we get out prognosco a little bit too early? Or we're just theory, just for the channel safety, so we don't get a strike. We're just theorizing. You know, it's 5D chess, like a game of war. You know, these people are checkers. They play one-sided real easy. You know, their brain is, you know, not prognosco to have foreknowledge of any of the moves. They're being played like a pawn. So anyways, I know war. I'm a prior military police, so I know war. Not one of the best things to be talking about, but it is something that I do recognize, that all the cities are on lockdown already with your cables and fences and all this. It's already in play. D-files and all these ways to be able to pull people in and out of traffic and still allow to do their military industrial complex as they roll into the crypto digital corporation called Ameri, the corporation ran by the Banksters. The Banksters are running the world. That's who controls that's the government, is the banks, the central banks. You're an idiot. You wonder, who's controlling the car? The Banksters, the rich people, Chump, Rockefeller, Rothschild, DuPonts, Clintons, all these people that are at the top. Yeah, I could go on and on. You know, the stinky muskrats and the Soros and let's stop. Whatever. You got to be blind as a bat. Soup. One bat. Oh, you want to play Sesame Street? I will do all this stuff. That's where people get their animation. I guess that's where they love their television, their Adult Swim, and you know, Simpsons programs and predictive. You know, I don't watch never a whole episode, but hey, they never let me down for a good study tool so far. So I'll keep my eye on that writer. What does he know? But anyways, they just put it in television. How about the Golden Dome? You know, the millimeter dome. I was telling you already, the card game. You know, Mr. Hand Trick. Look over here. Look over here. Look over here, Mr. Yeah. Yeah, you know him, Mr. Donald. So Mr. Donald John with his uncle's technology that they're gonna do their Sky Daddy Skyboat Operation Popeye, you know, fake rapture. That's what I see. But what do I know? I'm just some crazy old man out here in the desert that's you know, doing Father's will. Hopefully not of my own. None of these things. If you know, watch this channel, you know what's going on. What's really going on? Father's will be done. He created all things. There's no such thing as free will. Can't be saved. God doesn't love everybody. Most people go to hell. Get over it. As soon as you figure out it was already written prognosco, he already knew he'd send the lamb. Remember, he is the ram. So, horizo, he's the light, the divider. Do not think I came to bring peace on this earth. I came to bring a sword of vision. Those who say peace and safety said destruction come upon those who call out for shalom, safety. So, go ahead, give up that safety, give up the liberty. Go ahead, just stand in this corporation, this pig, people in government. He said, don't cast your pearls before swine. So, what is swine? People in government. This corporation called Ameri. I know I was a veteran, prior law enforcement. I served all this beast system, so that's why I expose it now. Oh, you're supposed to be taking an oath to the military. I don't put my own. Put faith is all I have. That's all I have. You know. So at this point, so no, not in this system. You know, judge that shall be judged. So do not think I came to bring peace. Should tell you you're on the wrong side if you think somebody's telling you peace. You've been played like a sucker, like a game, like a card, like two jokers in a deck, like that. Remember, are wild jokers are wild, two faces, Giannis, the January god. This is all going by biblical. There's no January, month of January. You're an idiot. No February. These are all added. It's not 2025. All this is nonsense. These people are just, Americant makes no sense. Not one fucking penny now. It's not, Oh, that's a war stance. That's all right, whatever. Last time they took the copper, they put in steel and took the nickel. So put in silver. I don't think it'll be silver this time. How much it costs to make a nickel? Ooh, boom. Yeah, take their way to divide, make change. Makes sense? No. People are like, oh, it's okay. I already am digital on my Amazon wallet, Google Earth wallet, where I can be tracked from the stinky Starlusk in 48 hours. Or, they'll send me the cure and I can get more, be a good citizen. And yes, it's coming. Communism, digital communism. They'll call it digital tracking trace. They called it Sesame Credit. You like Sesame Street? One bat, came out of a laboratory or came out of some soup in Wuhan. I thought all the 5G whiz started there. Here we go round in circles. I'm on these people. Okay, circles like a dome. They like circles, remember? I've showed you. Remember? The circle. There's another circle. What do you know there? He said, let no one take your crown. Yes, solar corona, horizo. Uh-oh, that circle comes up every day at the horizon, doesn't it? Oh, the sun. Which sun are you talking about? The Lamb of God or the one that's electric? It's not a ball of fire, you childish. So that's okay. People have no idea about the atmosphere and they think they can go into the clock. People can go, oh, we're going to go into the clock. You're an idiot. Anybody thinks you can go into the clock are just lost. They're a lost cause. Too much television, too much programming, and there's no scripture in anybody. There's nowhere to say that you can go into the clock with the skyboat into the atmosphere. The top is the stratosphere. That's where all these things they stick up there into the International Swim Station. Is that up there or is it down in some tank? Can you want to explain the occurrence of air bubbles in the lunar waves, NASA? Not a straight answer. The bird flu is just another reference to the sky Aquarius ritual. Start remembering that, Jeff. Everything you're going to see is air and sky ritual. Water, remember? It's just, come on. They were in this age of Aquarius, and they got the whole age back in stinky Pisces. Remember fish, water? So over here on the other side, where I brought you over to the other side of the veil, I, as Apocalypse, Pastor Revelation, brings you to this understanding of this bis of all these celestial markers, such as the Star of Bethlehem that happened before this time of apocalypse, before this star marker did with this bar marker to make. Yeah, you got a computer, you can take it to the shitter. A whole city block or two can fit in your pocket, and you can take it to the pooper. I could have said that the first time. I apologize for my outburst, not being. I'm trying, whatever. Filthy rags. At least I share the light with you. I think Father will take care of it soon, brothers and sisters. I really feel that, he's pounded me really hard, and that's fine. It is what it is. You got to stand up for the Constitution. You got to stand up for what's right. He stood up, and they hung him on a tree. The one that said, "I come quickly, let no one take your crown." So that's more important to me, the crown. I don't care what happens to this flesh. I'm doing the meek thing, not the weak thing. He stood up to the law, and because I have been served this system, served in law enforcement capacity, all this prior holds me to this standard. Not everybody decides to be a pig, go and work and be veteran in the Army, get into instructing in their brain, traffic crash, military, gave me reconstruction courses. I had it certification, went through Highway Patrol Academy in Oklahoma City, received my reconstruction through University of North Florida, all their program. This is all part of this brain that mine understands that I'm held accountable. Didn't ask for this understanding, this knowledge, special weapons and tactics trained by Metro, LAPD, all this underground, above entry, all this gives me this so I would understand, like what happened to me. Used a SWAT team against me. I asked him to take and put the SWAT team in front of the businesses during the COVID. They ended up using that same SWAT team against me. This is American. That's how they treat a veteran like myself for speaking up and trying to protect the businesses during the COVID over some scamdemic. Didn't turn out like we thought, huh? What are you doing up there? Oh, I didn't see the kitties up there. There you go, kitty. So, yeah, pretty soon it's going to be called 1-800. Did you take the Jabadooski? Call this number because you're all, get some more credit, social credit. We'll give you it into your Google wallet, whatever. It's disgusting where they're taking this digital blockchain. It's the key to the pit, you fucking idiots. Blockchain, because they're going to do their pit ritual where their king is at. This is this king. I'm going to try to get the other side here shortly because this one's actually upside down. That crown is upside down. He said, "You must be as esteemed as the potter's clay. You must turn their works upside down." So I'll get the other one. Didn't know I was going to start the other one, but everybody always takes everything from me, but they can't take my tattoos, brothers, sisters. Ha, ha, ha. So get to teach with them. Thank you, Father, for giving me the knowledge and time, the monetary ability to gain art to document these last 10, plus years. Even before Prognosco, there's things that have not happened and will happen on this arm because it's scripture. I don't have some crystal ball. I have the word. Every jot and every tittle will come to pass for that dreadful day for most that go to hell because they enter through the wide gate and are on the broad way. like Manhattan Towers and Broadway and New York and all that nonsense. Main Street, all this, all that. It's part of it. You were told. He told you narrow is the way. Country is the road, baby. All right, never mind. They didn't say that, but it's a hados that means to be in the same narrow way, not one above another. You don't understand. It's simple math. It can't be off at all, not even by at all. Jot in English, period, math, not even one fraction of a percent. It has to be hados. So narrow is the way that leads to the straight gate. Be easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than a rich man through the gates of heaven. And heaven is not above your head. It's not above your head. When you get crowned, you put that light at the top of your. Maybe you're going to set that at the. We're going to set that down right there when you get judged, huh? He said, "Let no one take it." He said he's going to go to where his father's house is at. Leave this place. Where his father's house is at. Not there. He used to visit one day a year in the physical temple. Remember? As horizo, light, right? Light. Horizo, the divider of the light, day and night, dark and light. He said, I am the hados, the aletheia, not the life. He said, I am the light. The horizo is what he said. I am the hados, the aletheia, and the horizo. You speak any Greek? Oligos, find the straight gate. Fear not, he said, oligos, flock. Most people go to hell. It's written in the book that way. Nobody will tell you that. They don't want you to read the gospel. They don't want you to read this text. They don't want you to read an interlinear Textus Receptus, the accepted text. You read some watered down version. He said, drink of the milk, eat of the meat, not some watered down version of the milk. I'll give you the meat. Whatever. Read the book of Malachi, give your time or your tithe, or a tithe back then was food. So you don't need anything from you. Time, maybe you give me your time, like tick, tick on an hourglass, if you have that. Australia, man, maybe I can't. That's the second place I'm going to go. I got to go to the southern hemisphere, and then I'm going to see Sister Donna in Australia. Mental health recovery in Jesus' name. So, anyways, what's happened on the other end of the pond down under by my other brothers in the outback, Ameri, in the high desert Oregon outback, and I've always appreciated the large following from the TikTok channel. Sister Donna was one who came over from there back over here to High Desert Faith and Truth Ministries, formerly Predestined for Light, and now we're just still rocking the gospel. And we used to put 1,200 people in a TikTok room with 8 people in the room with me. We used to get it, but they TikTok banned that. They don't like the gospel, and over here we've got shadow banned. Nice, good. Grow some food, man. Grow some food. Like Donna, Sister Donna, her husband, they're self-sufficient. I'm sure a lot of the Aussies have in America 40%. I know. He's sitting over there. Somebody put the baby on the windowsill, and the dingo ate the baby, Jeff. So it's all right. That's why I like the dingoes. They're super incredible. You see Bones, he is the absolutely amazing bred dog. So I know why the Aussies backbreed the blue heeler with the dingo to create more drive. Works harder than any other dog. Aussies are smart. They use these animals for working, not just cattle. But anyways, nice. Yeah, all my stuff everything is biblical. Everything is scriptural. Everything is part of so I can't wait to get some more work done here. Get my other crown, one facing up, one facing down. This one's actually still healing up. So We're still even a little glassy. I get a little bit of A&D on there. I don't put too much. So he said, I come quickly, let no one take your crown. The reverse crown upside down. Good way to finish this sleeve. I'm really happy with the results of the finish of the sleeve, man. You know, it was nice before, but that I'm going to have to get the backside done still, which I'm going to, this here was pretty chunky, man. Oh, that was pretty, woo. So anyways, yeah, that's probably going to get some up in here. And oh boy, that's going to feel yummy. It'll be tasty. If you're into so. And then I think I'm going to tackle the armpit too. I'm going to have to get that armpit tattooed. Because God gave me some weird kind of, I'm a oddball, like, I don't know why, but not too many. I don't know if the, Scotland, boy, they tear the shit out of Trump's golf course, didn't they? Those Scottish people know about that Reich and Mr. Bidenstein and Mr. Chump over there. I've got to expose it always. Never stop pointing the light at the dark. Ephesians 5, brothers and sisters, do not partake in unfruitful works of darkness. You'll know them by their fruit. Rebuke them with light. Put the light on them. So, hallelujah. Thank you for all the people who are understanding over there. And I'm not, again, advocating tearing up people's shit and being violent and advocating destroying people's property. People aren't taking this muskrat shit. We're not going to take it. D. Snyder, Twisted Sister, baby. Froward, Warbeat, or Godspeed. You tell me. I'm not into karma, Push the ball down the hill, get out of the way. They don't get out of the way. That's their own fault. Kind of put it in TV programs, television, put it in cartoons. Simpsons did it. Yep. Adult Swim, Walt Disney, since we were a child. Oh, good stuff. Good. Outstanding. Thank you, Father, for Aletheia, for being able to put the light on these people. That's loving them. He says, love thy enemy. So there you go. Show them to the narrow way, rebuke them, put the light on them. All right. I've never watched a full episode of The Simpsons. You'll have to let me down. Or they've never let me down. Yep. How do they know? Prognosco. Once again. It's all in the script, sisters. They have to make every jot chain, blockchain, the key to the pit. So that's honestly, that'll be the next one. We're going to do the crown pointing this way, and then I'm going to make a golden chain going to a skeleton key to the pit. Christ, has the key to the abyss. I'm going to get ABYSS on these knuckles. ABYSS. Abyss. Bis. Busos. Bathos. Knowledge. What do you think, guys? That could be big pimping or what there? ABYSS. Well, they're going to be on those knuckles. Brr, brr, brr. Oh, man, those are going to be brutals. ABYSS. And this will be down. Remember, this writing is going to be this way. And the crown is upside down. So, yes. It's going to be good like this. Crown all the way around. Oh, yeah, that's going to be fun. That's going to be good. Be good. Be all right. Pain is just weakness trying to body, soldier. You'll be all right. You all got so much weakness. It'll come out eventually, all of it. So just stand by there. Figure it out. Move out. Draw fire now. Woo. Fire, I bet, huh? That's all right. Some of it, like I said, it's if you've ever had work, it's quite enjoyable. Pleasure's worse than the pain, is what he does us, remember? That was Bob. That's a Bob lyric. By the way, B.O.B. Bob, if you listen to any conscious music lyrics, Bob. So, yeah, I like really good art, so I'll let my body be the vessel for good teaching to be able to teach. You know what I'm saying? It's all about teaching. What pain that I go through is not easy when to look in people's eyes and see the gospel in them and knowing that that's what we're supposed to do is share the light. And I don't need to worry about changing anybody. That's already done and chose. I wasted more of a decade of my life thinking I was bringing people to Jesus, and that's not how it works. So if I didn't call out to their hearts to seek after me, not one of them would. So we're not doing it. He is doing it. No, not Bob Dylan. B.O.B. Bob. Bob, the conscious artist, lyricist. Bodies on top of bodies on top of bodies, carbon copy, Illuminati, John Gotti, body. Watching, I know they're watching. They're watching. I don't blend in with nobody. I guess I'm a scapegoat of Bin Laden. No, never mind. Better stop all that. So, if you want to, I don't do a whole lot of, I do enjoy music. Music is amazing. Yeah, it's amazing. Because it takes you, it's a time machine. What means something for me? I get broke up with some lady and my heart's ruined when I hear this song. And you hear it and you got laid for the first time in the back of your pickup truck and that's your favorite song. See, it's a different time machine for both of us. Hey, I'm going to put it out there like that. I got to be frank. Frank Rizzo jerky. All right. Never mind. We're trying to put it's the first part of the day we don't mourn. So we're just in here telling it like it is. No love of Lucifer's LOLs in here. We don't do the LOL. I don't do LOL. Lucifer's not a thing, remember? So I don't do the smiley faces. That's why Top G put the laughing face, because he's considered of Walmart, training camp, band camp, boy camp, Trump camp. Oh, Trump Golden Dome camp, Trump camp. You going to Trump camp? Oh, you heard of the Trump camp? Where's the Trump train take you to the Trump camp? Well, no. Maybe, by executive order, Trump just voted. You have to love Trump and the government or you're going to go to the Trump camp. Are you ready? Come on, ride that train. They'll ride it. Bodies on top of bodies, carbon copy, Illuminati, John Gotti, body. Watching, I know they're watching. Mr. Sticky, Mr. Trumpets, Advance, Gemini, put it backwards. Donald John, DJ, JD Vance, it advanced, Trump ants. Same thing, same dicks. Oh, that double. Whatever. Father's watching. This is the other all-seeing eye. You don't have a third eye. That's blasphemy. Freaky deaky, baby. Off the freaky deaky. Uh-oh. That sounds like some old school, hey, Mr. DJ, put on the song. But Mr. DJ, remember DJ, Donald John? Oh, snap, in advance, Trump ants, Gemini, JD Vance, boom. Little decode for you on who Mr. Vance is. Oh, calcify on the third year, pineal. Oh, pineapples. Two of my favorite things in this whole entire world. When I got let out of jail, not this last time, but the time before this time, last time, I was able to partake. Actually, let's go to the dispensary and get a gummy and get some cannabis and pineapple. Proof there is a creator. What proof do you have that there's a creator, Mr. Apocalypse? Pineapples and cannabis, baby. That's your proof? Yeah, and you ever seen the shape of a woman? It's like an hourglass, like time. All right, anyway, so moving on through time and space. Get out of my space if you don't like it. Time and space. Space is not north and south. You're an idiot. Space is east and west. Outer, beside the wall, ice wall. Hello? Or you sticking your lightsaber in your ice hole? That's what they like to do. Mr. Muskrat, Mr. Biden, Mr. Soros, Mr. Fauci, Mr. Barry, Mr. Barack, all of them, they play lightsabers. Star Wars, remember? Warp Speed, Captain Kirk, Nanu Nanu, Shazbot, great again. Here we go, 48-hour Apple jab, boys. The government loves you. They're going to cure your cancer. They love you. People let that skip right by them, didn't they? $500 billion. That would take me $1 million a day, would take me 180,000 years. If I visited Top G, yeah, like the spot, this guy right here, every day, hit him up with a spot with a G right there. No, hit him up with $1 million, not a rack, not two, but a whole $1 million. Every day he came back, it would take me $180,000 to pay off that double jab. 48-hour Apple jab, Android jab. The government loves you. We're going to cure all your cancer, get inside you, mRNA jab. People just didn't give a shit at all when that Ball Gold Dawn Dome, now Panama to the canal, from there to the top of Alaska, now Russia border for war. Greenland's ours, right? Maybe in Venezuela. We'll see. Part of South America, we got spots down there. Haven't you seen? You don't know war, do you? 5D chess, maybe Gulf of Tonkin. Maybe it'll be a flag. False. Maybe, no wars have ever been started with bombs falling. They always start with tariffs, embargoes, and sanctions. Oh, tariffs. It's Tariff Thursday. What do you know? Joe, he said by April 2nd, you'll know. Oh, how do you keep up with the news like that? Father always tells me. Prognosco, foreknowledge of. He puts me eyeballs in front of what this knowledge I need to have a hearing ear and a seeing eye. So thank you, Father, for that. Because I only have so much TikTok, like sands in an hourglass. You notice when they start going at the very end, they go much faster before they run out of. Oh yeah, he said, if I did not in the end shorten the days, no flesh would survive. Are you feeling the pull? You feel like we're going down that bit, that narrow is the way that leads to the straight gate. Are you feeling a little, that's the word theolobos, to be pinched on both sides, grip, time restraint. Oh, here we go around in circles. Maybe we go around, maybe we go down. You tell me. He said he come like Torah. He is the Torah. Remember, this is all created with the word. Give me some elementary, basic quantum physics, computing, math, quantum. Hello? Simple math? Anybody? He does it all by the script, by the word. Every jot, tittle will come to, even by math, not one of them above the other. Are you getting, is the equating to you? Hados? Straight is the gate. Narrow is the way. Broad is the way that leads to the wide gate, because you're not willing to narrow self. Father does it. Don't worry about it. If I didn't call out to their hearts to seek after me, not one of them would. So you're not doing it. Get that through your thick skull. Get that through your pineal, cranium, calcified, fluoridated, chloridated, genetically modified brain skull. 48-hour jab will cure that too. Don't worry about it. Hook up to the new system and we'll get you some sesame credit, boys. Just check it out. Just like China. I love China. Remember? The dragon. It will give its power and authority to the dragon. Are you ready? It'll go from red. Red. It was blue and yellow. What is this red nonsense? It's the dragon. Yellow. Star. Ishtar. I wonder where they give their ping. That's a Western train operative. You're being played like a sucker. Dum dum. Lollipop. Astro Pop, you're going into this. You're going to go into the clock. You can't go into the clock. Anybody thinks you can go into the clock, you're an idiot. You watch too much Star Trek. Anakin Skywalker. Anunnaki were giants. Giants aren't fallen angels. Angelos is the word messenger. I'm a messenger. I come with the gospel. Come with revelation. I come with celestial bis markers so you can have an eye to see if he gave you, will show you the light of the firmament markers, constant elations. Right to the real. It's all scriptural, though. You see what they're doing then, Jeff. You see what I'm saying? There's always the hard thing for most people to see at this point in time is they want the scapegoat Bin Laden. Like Blind 11, they needed somebody to point at. They need a bad guy, and that's kind of how they do this flip-flop: red guy, bad guy, blue guy, red guy, bad guy, and they flip-flop and keep the hopium going with Mr. Remember Vomit spent 10 trillion in 8 years. Then Mr. Red Lollipop, mass murder in chief, elephant in the room? Anyone? Hello? But getting tired of the donkey and the elephant, try the lamb. Stock up on the lamb, brothers, sisters. He was the ram. David declared him the lamb. That is I am. He said, before Abraham was I am. He told Peter, be comforted. I am. So I am the Hados, the Alati, and the Horizo, the way, the truth, and the horizon, or the light. They called the horizon the light because that's where the morning sun came up every morning at the horizon. And he said, I am the divider of that dark and light, and I am light. You are dark because you are born of, I want to leave this place where I'm at. I want to go to where my father's house is at. Used to be in a temple, to filled all that. Used to be only one day of the year. Levite, begotten the Gentiles. God didn't love the Gentiles. God don't love everybody. God didn't love the Gentiles. He didn't love Esau. He hated Esau before he was even born or done anything, and on this rock, and loved Jacob, and later called him and gave the inheritance. Esau stole the inheritance from his brother Nimrod. Trump has his house decorated with Apollyon. Why is Trump decorating his house with Satan, Nimrod, Moloch, the sun god, who lived in a 58-story tower, and Trump's tower is 58-story tower. Trump Tower, Babylonian Tower, Manhattan, Broadway. Broad is the way that leads to the wide gate that leads to hell. The word abyss. Revelation 9:11. President 9 and 11. 4 plus 5, skip Joe. 4 plus 7. Do the math. Come on. Somebody do the math on this. 4 plus 5 is what? 4 plus 7 is what? If you skip Joe. He couldn't have been. 81 million people voted for Joe Biden. Get the fuck out of here. You're an idiot. You must be on that Common Core trying to move the goalpost on me. Well, 4 plus 5 is, so he's president. 4 plus 5 is what? He was 45th president. They had to skip Joe to make him president. 4 plus 5, 4 plus 7. There you go. I mean, it's as plain as the nose on my face. Here, I got a pretty good-sized schnoz. Father didn't give me a little nose. I got my dad's, not father. My father created me. My dad made me. So I got my dad's nose. So President 9, Blind 11. They call me the scapegoat Bin Laden. See, everybody needed somebody to blame. Bin Laden was an oil operative tycoon. Their family did business with the Bushes for over a decade. This stupidity of society is an idiot. They don't look in the oil is Trump. He's the one. He's the babe. Who think you paid for the bed at the Diddy party? Trump. He went to the island. He's an island boy. They already pinged his phone to the island, EpiPen Island. Remember? From his tower, Babylonian 58-story tower, back to the island and back. So we know he's went there. I don't care what if it's how much billions of dollars you think it has to have your name blotted out of that little black book, that flight list log. Get out of here. Yeah, the log in my eye. But see, he says, put the light on these people. Understand, I got my own issues, but hey, I got to let this just go on and on like it's not happening. Pound sand. He said, don't build your house on sinking sand. Rebuke them. Put the light on them. Love thy neighbor like thy love thy enemy. Like that. Yeah, Joe bit you. You got the bite in. Joe bit in you. Joe bit you. Joe bite in. Joe put the bite in to help his buddy Chump, his behind buddy. I'm sure he had his lightsaber in his ice hole in this ice arena stage, world stage. Only water lays flat if you contain it. Correct? Like in a fish tank. Hello. Ice hole or ice wall? Operation Nanook. Hello. Oh, that would explain the skies too, huh? Sky Daddy? They're not letting you go anywhere, huh? Anywhere you go, you're going to run into cold. In fact, it's cold as hell. Remember what Mr. Bai said? Oh, I mean, boy, I just had a little warp speed there, didn't I? Yeah, I was Rocket Man. You know what I'm talking about. We better not. Anyways, come on by so you can give it a try with their transgender Jesus. Rocket Man. Transgender. Nimrod, Mithra, the one he has his house decorated with. Revelation 9 and 11. The king of the abyss. The messenger, Angelos. Apollyon. Abba Donald John. Don't go there. Come on, Jeff. You know my guns got taken from me because the Bad Man Orange took my red flag gun law, and they know they watch this channel. They're punks. Truly are. They are just absolute. What they did is just appalling. That's okay. I got Paul as the attorney now. He's going to go after the other Paul. There's two Pauls. This is so biblical. The two Pauls. It'll be written that way. Father's hands, Paul Palmer. Paul Palmer is on this. Don't you worry. If he wants me to go to prison, I'll be seen again as I always am, or jail, teaching to those that are behind the walls and need to show them love as we're supposed to show everybody. Thy enemy, thy neighbor, and thyself. Especially don't fall out. Don't. The boat's going to get rocky. It doesn't say safety. Oh, it says turbulent times, turbulent waves, sorrows, and increasing intensity of waves like a woman in travail labor. I come quickly like a thief in the night. Let no one take your crown. Could you make it anymore? I only had two, though. I just had a shotgun. The old rust, it was an old ass shotgun, and they were dusty. I only used it to protect my animals. I don't need. Yeah. my brother, he's a doofus, man. It's all right. He's definitely not. He's not. He. I guess I wouldn't call him that, but I mean, he have a little humility. His hands, mine say Most High. His say food. FOOD and RENT, food and rent. And people always ask him what that's about. And he said, well, this is how I pay for my food, and this is how I pay for my rent. Because we grew up on the streets of LA, like I said, my dad made him protect me, and I can't imagine how many fights my brother got in just because my name was Tracy. So he got a lot, like I said, it just, whether he wanted to or not, and sometimes he wanted to, sometimes he didn't, but it is what it is. I wouldn't change up being born in the concrete jungle with the name who I was, and I had to protect my brother. Same thing. We couldn't let each other get beat up. We couldn't jump in a fight. We still, because I'm old school. It was different back then. Two people, they weren't trying to beat the brakes off somebody, curb stomped in and stuff. It's like get the title kind of thing. I'm not advocating any violence, but if you had a problem with somebody, maybe a part of the year, half the year, this person that you had a big deal with, you'd roll around out in the football field or something, or out on the concrete. Well, we didn't. It was a concrete jungle where I lived. So born in the Los Angeles, in the city of messengers on the hill, Granada. I think the hospital I was burnt down to the ground, but on the hill, the city of messengers in the concrete jungle. So I know that I had to, again, look after both my brothers. Even if it was my older brother, it didn't matter. I still, it's the way my dad. That's that. We just had to look after each other like a brotherhood, if you will. We were, blood brothers, and that's just the way he made. I grew up thinking and raised completely different, than today's society too, and a little bit more. And I'm not saying people aren't traditional, but blood was thicker than water, and that's bullshit. If you know anything about brotherhood, blood don't mean shit. Blood is not. No, your family is who you're going to be with after you die. Your father is not in the sky. That is father. Your dad is your maker. Your father is your creator. Your mom is your brothers and sisters in the narrow way. So that's your family, right there. Your nieces, your uncles, your aunts, all, if you might have one that's in the narrow way, that would be either your brother or sister, and that is referred to the sons of God and your mother. That is your family, so you know. But on this rock, I have found that blood is definitely not thicker than water. That's bullshit. I really wish I wasn't raised that way, but it is what it is. I had to be, I had to protect my brothers. I was lived on a place where people weren't nice to nobody, just the way it was. I'm so thankful that I grew up where I did, because everybody was mean to me, is nice to me. Nobody, I don't feel like any certain ethnicity or culture tried to attack me more than the other. There were some that were a little harder to deal with, but it wasn't like, it was like that to me. I didn't put it that way. So it wasn't, something that I asked for, but it is what it is. And but I've learned from that. I know now, again, that um, it's just a different time we live in. People, again, used to be able to have a little scuffle, part their ways, or they would be best friends for the rest of the year. I let my son grow up being super physical with his friends, and a lot of the times people are like, dude, they're going to tear that room up. If they do, they'll fix it. They're smart enough kids to know how to build and stuff. If they're beating the snot out of each other because they enjoy being, they're not trying to hurt each other. They're just boys will be boys. I grew up that way too, where boys were supposed to be boys and they let boys just. I'm not advocating any kind of violence. It's just such a different time we live in. So growing up with that and then having to come into this time, I remember in school seeing, LA school districts seeing guns and stuff and brought into the schools, and where they truly brought law enforcement into the schools, and remember moving away from that. And like, I'd moved up here to Oregon for a minute and away from LA, and wanted to get away from my dad because he wouldn't let me have an earring and grow my hair long. So I came to live with my mom in Oregon, and there was no law enforcement in the schools up here. And I didn't, and when I saw that happen here up in Oregon, it was really it was heartbreaking for me, because like, what the hell? This was Oregon. It wasn't, you didn't even have any gangs in Portland like that. If they did, there were a bunch of wannabe busters that were not even, you doing flying a red rag, dude? You're not even black. You're an idiot. Get out of here. Anyways, yeah, that was a whole nother thing to watch a brother and sister. I went to elementary, junior high school, and high school, who were nearly, again, best friends. Again, as I told you, and now they threw this red rag out there, gave these people prostitutes and gave them a blue one and gave them drugs and guns. And now it's divided overnight by a street, down one street with a rag, and that changed overnight. They can do things and did a lot of this through rap music and all this programming and all this change that had came upon 80s and 90s, and all this truly took over in mass. If you think about it, I mean, there are people in China that were gangsters, putting up this same genre, same thug, drugs, money, women, sex and jail, and that's breeding that whole break up the nuclear family. Did a superior job back there. Get the woman on some kind of uh, program. Get the father in jail. You're getting paid on both ends of the system. It's a dead end street for that nuclear family, and then just for her to survive, if she has a son, he's going to probably go out into that gang culture because of brotherhood and survive. Because if mom's working two jobs and he can go out in a day, make what she makes in a whole month, he's going to do it, and he gets protection from the brotherhood. You just don't know what it's like to grow up on the streets of Los Angeles to see this stuff. People don't even understand gang culture. And there were gangs before there were gangs of red and blue. But I'm just trying to explain to you that people don't understand how this all would never even understand. Why would somebody do that? Maybe they would do it to protect themselves, because if you're a standout, stand alone, you're going to get tagged. You're going to get, that's part of what it is. It's just, and I grew up, you're going to get pecked at. It's a pecking order. That's the streets. That's what it does. It makes you stronger. Not what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So again, I'm not advocating any violence in any way, shape, or form. What a different time that we're in now. And I'm glad that we do, though, live at a time where it's, offer the cheek, give somebody the chance of forgiveness. Don't beat the brakes off them just because you can, or, there's give somebody, I hopefully in my life, I've shown that, I didn't do anything to those state troopers when they came here onto the property. I could have made a stand. They were here. There's going to come that they illegally kidnapped my daughter and that they assaulted me at minimum excessive force. Again, Paul Palmer's mentioned attempted murder. They came here with a whole different, approach, and did that makes it. If you look at their actions would justify them trying to rile me, to get me to come out with a gun with the two. Probably funny because when they went in there, they were dusty as hell. The door. I don't never got to try to have a shootout with fucking an armed SWAT team. I'm a prior special weapons and tactics trained shield man, first man in the fucking door, direct a threat. I know these things, and they knew that too. I mean, they're not stupid. They looked at my background. So what? It doesn't matter. I never said I would do anything to them. Actually, again, I asked to bring the SWAT team and protect the businesses during the COVID. So they got a hard on for me, as one of these locals said. You got a chip on your shoulder. This man uses his First Amendment. You're still pissed off that he stood up against you and had a protest against your police department during the COVID. What'd you do during the COVID? You just sit around and let these people stomp on them? No, remember, this cops just went around. You could do anything. As long as you didn't run over somebody during the COVID. Cops were a bunch of put their tails between their legs, a bunch of stand downs. So they're failures. Since COVID, I've had so much PTSD from law enforcement. What they did, let anybody near do anything, no tags. They didn't give a shit about nothing. As soon as that shit COVID was over, release the dogs. Cannabis bust in Klamath, Oregon. Fucking, oh my God, this is a legal state, recreational. There they go again, back to their vicious ways. Call it gangs. That's what they called a gang when I was a pig. A gang, when I was at law enforcement, you couldn't put your hands when you searched a woman, had a pit or pat down or a frisk search. You couldn't, I'd call it a backup officer. But a gang definition at the time when I was in law enforcement was a heavily armed group of thugs, all going or wearing the same color, going out harassing and extorting the general public. State police, county cops, deputies, city, all thugs. Extorting and wearing the thin blue line bullshit. They're fucking gangs. And I don't give a shit what people think or say about me. That is asset seizure forfeiture. These people outside this country warn of coming into this country. Cops will steal you and rob you blind. But people here in America think everything's great and great again and Team America, where we're the bad guy inside of America. And everybody outside these walls, or here, we're the good guy. My bad. See, inside the country, we're the good guy, and outside, no, we have 1,000 military bases in the 180 countries that are on this rock. Or you think that's, great? You think that's good to spend all that American, taxpayers? But they just sent $9 billion to Israel. Did you get a vote on that? This shit's ridiculous. $300 some billion sent to Ukraine to unalive a whole Ukrainian generation. They're trying to inscript these 18-year-olds now because they have whacked everybody in that. The average fighting age is like in the 40s, 42, 43 years old. They're so low on fighting age men that they got to use joystick fucking killers to do this shit now. Yeah, drone clowns behind a fucking screen. Killing men, can't even watch their eyes, watch the life leave their eyes. No, can't do it. You got to do it from a fucking joystick. That's that whole Kendrick Lamar A minor shit that they're fucking with you with, that joystick. Drone warfare, it's coming. They're showing you all of this. They've been showing everybody is it's all going to go by Scripture. So it's all about the age of Aquarius, the age of Revelation, the age of the apocalypse. This is what this is all about. Revelation 9 and 11, President, 4 plus 5 is 9, 4 plus 7 is 11 if you skip Joe. You want to play a card game? Come on, guys. I'd hope you'd see this. This isn't hard at all. It's in everything now. So Mr. Blind 11 is going to take this through the Scriptural, where they'll break this system down. Even if people don't understand Scripture, they have to. There is no one world order. There is no one world religion. And there is no one world currency ever written one single time in Scripture. But they've got the whole world convinced there is, with this WHO and this, World Trade Organization, all these UN. I'm not going to go. Come on. This is all this crown, so they can surround around the whole wide world with a virus, and they've already done this. So we're seeing this sword, famine, pestilence, and the beast. So I'm just waiting for the Walmart camps, to be honest with you. Yeah, the Golden Dome is here. It's already been announced. It will be millimeter wave. Golden is a term that they're using to show you the age of Daniel, where again, enslaved for not worshiping the golden calf. Remember? Or are you going to go worship the Golden Dome, Galdon Dome, and his phallic tower decorated with Satan? Probably. Most people are pig lickers and love this government, love this whole system that's just extorts. They started a revolutionary, I'm not advocating violence, over 2%. 2%. This bullshit now Donald Trump's going to get rid of the IRS. He is the IRS. Oh, if you make $150,000 or under, we're not going to tax you. There's going to be such a rug pull on this, brothers and sisters. You should see that a million, billion, trillion miles away. I'm serious. That is so far off from the truth. That's what he does. He says one thing and then does the complete opposite. I'm going to put Hillary in prison, and how many hundreds of millions of dollars were funneled into this man? He didn't take a salary. How many hundreds of millions of dollars did he make off of swag, buttons, banners, T-shirts with Alex Jones and the whole crew on Hillary for prison? Did he make? And she sat at his inaugural dinner. These Trumpsters are the most idiotic generation ever to walk this rock. When they get 100 years, 1,000 years from this, they're going to write about this generation, how they were just changed in the twinkling of an eye at the last Trump. Little rabbit, silly rabbit. That's the son of Satan, Tammuz. He loved rabbits and had sex with his mom. That's their sex orgy worship of the Apollyon pole god, birthed in the middle of the winter, north and south. He said, I am the Horizo, not north and south. That's blasphemy. See why he hung on a tree? You getting any of this? So, Kool-Aid, drink the Kool-Aid. Oh, we're going to have underground pizza parties and get these kids and they take them to the island. They're island boys, remember? EpiPen, Chump, Joe, Fauci, all the actors, Diddy. He paid for the Diddy party bed and baby oil. Who do you think paid for the oil? He's the oil guy. Remember, I am the king. I am the chosen one. So it should be quite obvious. Crown Corona, huh? Corona, solar Corona, like around the sun god, the bad man orange, red flag gun law who paints his face orange, right? It's not Tanner. That's orange stage makeup. You're an idiot. There's a makeup line bigger than shit. If you don't see that, you don't even understand. You might look at into the best makeup artists on this rock, or the ones that cover up the Adam's apples. The first Adam's ladies' apples. Remember, it's not just Reggie Shell. Reggie, yep, Oregon State Beaver, twice. Oh, Vomit Barry came to visit Oregon, never saw Phil Knight. Tennis shoes, Nike tennis shoes, debt notes. Tennis shoes and IOUs is what this nation fights over. Black Friday, tennis shoes and IOUs. In China, they are buying silver. The government told them to buy silver. And they quietly, patiently not beat the fuck out of each other over Chinese goods before they were told to buy gold. So imagine that. American crap. Oh, Chinese crap. Americans fight over. These Chinese people got a death by a million paper cuts. Love this. Oh, yes, they've inserted themselves into our politics. They're in all of it. That whole liberal, what do you think my son is the one who pointed this out to me. That's where their generation of their come on by and give it a try comes from. That is an operation by the dragon. Operation Soy Boy, or whatever they call that, whatever, come on and wear the other gender's clothing, which says is an abomination for a woman to put on man's clothing and a man to put on woman's clothing is an Obama nation. like man shall. Oh, remember the promise of the rainbow. Fire. It's electric. So, all right, Ameri can't, just so you know, nothing about this nation that's a constitutional republic anymore. This all corporation ran by the head of the corporation, the oil god, the king of the oil, the king of the jab, the creator of the disease, and the bringer of the cure. Donald, Abba Donald, John, Trump, Chump, uncles, Donald, right? John Trump had that Tesla tech, and they're going to use it, and they won't have long after they use it. I know that because I 100% feel that his holding this back is a good thing. It's like how Father showed me after all these years that they were pole gods. Native Americans are Satanists and pagans, just like our Christians and like Catholics. And so I'm not pointing out that there's some kind of hate towards, a certain, if you worship another, another gospel, another Jesus, there's no pole gods that are mixed with birds and man that is same thing as Egypt. That is the same exact thing as we're doing today, where they're saying mRNA jab and we're going to fix you and chimera you in 48 hours. You just don't understand what they're telling you when they say messenger DNA, what they're telling you, what they're putting in your. And I'm not going there. There's no such thing as Lucifer, but the Luciferus and all these, ingredients that you're not being privileged to on these greatest booster jab, king of the jab, all this insertion of this tip. Here, come here, honey. Let me put in just the tip virology. Remember, that's how that medical theory here works, right? Any ladies in the room? Can I put in just the tip? How did that work out? You ended up getting the whole shaft every in time, right? So that's how they work with this, whole mRNA sequencer and having this messenger relay produce a relay so you can be a antenna. Patent 060606, Mr. Gate computer virus. Remember, corrupts the mainframe. 010101. You become a racehorse. They're going to bet on you. And Mr. Muskrat's got the satellite link to all seeing eyes, so they can put you on their digital system. What are you doing? What are you doing, girl? Oh, she's getting ready to come down. She's like going down this. You want to say hi, girl? Come say hi. Come say hi to Juniper. Speaking of chimeras, right? The blending. Would it hit? Oh, she's a good girl, though. She's my good girl. She's hanging out where it's warm. It's a little windy out there still. Cold in the desert, in the high desert. You say hi, girl? Daddy loves you. Daddy loves you. You do such a good job of keeping all the mice away from the house. She's such a good girl. You and Banner Boy. This is the channel kitty, and he is Juniper because we're in the high desert, so we have to take a Juniper rest break. So she's in here hanging out with Dad. She was on the couch behind Dad, huh? Dad sure loves the dad. She's the cute kitty. Yep, there we go. She's like one of these multiple. You look like a totem pole, kitty. You look like a little totem pole. You look like a totem pole, girl. You got all the different sides and just a whole bunch of different stuff all blended into one. Sort of blended into one. I gotta see this tail. Look at this tail. It's got white on it. That tail is unbelievable. Look at that tail. Looks like a raccoon. She's so pretty, girl. Oh. I can't pay attention to one or the other has to. Get pants. Stop it. All right. Got a pants hair on my nose. Yachter boy pants. Bobone. He's got lots of names too. See? The other pair. Yoder. Yoder boy. That's his birth name was Yoder. But he used to be Bone. Bone. This is Bone. Bone, 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 bone. Hey, cut it out. Said, well, don't touch my tail. He's the one that ate the baby that was left on the windowsill. The dingo ate the baby. I know, you don't like the smell of that A&D, do you? You're my good guy. I'd like having you around, good guy. You make Dad happy at all the right times, especially when this dog come up to me when I need it the most. What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you trying to be Dad happy? That's all he's trying to do. He just wants to see the dad happy. He wants to see Dad happy. He knows this makes Dad happy when he's close to the dad. He's a snugglebug. He's a snugglebug. Uh-oh. Are you giving that paw? Or are you giving it a paw? You're such a good boy. You're the best ever bone I ever did have. You're the biggest bone. The biggest. We babied him when he was in his old body, and he turned into a chicken and stole all the toys and fought with his brother and was a pain in the butt. But he is rebirthed into this carnate. He has near identical markings, even the comet icing on his butt. You know who I'm talking about. And he is the same dog, but original name was Bone. He has the tags that says Bone and Yoder on there. And we call him Pants because he's Mr. Pants. Huh. Yoder Pants. So, all right. Thanks for letting me share my dingo. He's my boy and my kitten. Don't stay out of my coffee there, girl. The cat's over there trying to get my coffee. Stay out of my coffee, girl. All right. Would you... Can I have the stream back? All right. Get. What a good guy he is. He's going to be crazy. He's going to be crazy. You're crazy like your dad. All right. Oh my goodness, this dog is so silly. So, another version of Americant exposing the corporation, exposing the leader of the selected red lollipop mass murder in chief, President Blind 11, and dancing Israelis at the bottom of the tower. So let's never forget. No, he's just being a good guy. Just being a dingo, like he always is. Just trying to make Dad happy. Eager to please. I raised dogs, so they have to have a drive to please, and you couldn't get any more pleasing than a dingo. That's his job, to make Dad happy. So let's see what he's doing. He is surrendering to the dad because he loves the dad. Huh? You tell me you love the dad? What's going on with you? Oh, careful. Don't get mixed into. So. Oh boy. There we go. White, red, black, and pale green. The riders of the apocalypse. Remember, there are two white horses, one with a toxon and a bow, and one with a sword, a inheritance to the crown. One that brings a sword, a division that will divide a man's enemies, be one of his own household. He's telling you it's you are your biggest enemy, you idiots, in Revelation 10, 34 through 39. never called you that on this channel because it's the backbone of this ministry. But when he's telling you a man's enemies be one of his own household is you, the two witnesses he sends. He's telling you over and over in Scripture, who shall ever come after me, let them deny themselves daily. You don't rock the boat, don't tip the boat over. Yeah, peace, safety, huh? No, sorrows, waves, intensity, tidal waves. If expected to come back more intense, like wandering Jews in the desert, intense, like tabernacles. So, if that makes sense to you, hopefully, mostly nothing makes any sense to anybody anymore because they're not in the Word. So everything's, Jezebel spirit of this Donald Gold Dawn age of the dome. And I already have told you, gave you prognosco years ago on this channel of the coming Gold Dawn age. Now it's Bill Ball, like A minor. Yeah, like Baphomet jeans. Yeah, bell bottom jeans. Jezebel jeans. Bell jeans. Bell bottom. Jezebel bottom jeans. Grow up. Oh, you're grabbing at straws. You do whatever you think. You think your bis tells you to do. Your knowledge, your face, your pie hole, the top of your head, your crown, your head. You put whatever knowledge you want to put in that brain skull, and I know what that word tells me. So, Jezebel. So, what are you doing? What are you doing, girl? You're such a pretty little girl. You're my Juniper. I love her. Love you. You're such a good girl. She's such a sweetheart. She's enjoying the wood stove warmth right now. She'll be out there a little. She lets herself out. She lets me know. She spends time. She sleeps sometimes with the dad. She did last night. Sometimes she wants to stay outside with her brother out there. Yeah, sure, boy. But we love our Juniper channel kitty. Well, today's what? Friday? Or today's Thursday. It's Tariff Thursday. So we're going to make sure we tariff our allies, raise the tariffs on China, we got to raise the debt ceiling too, right? Raise the military budget spending. We got to do that. That's on the agenda for the government, mind control. What else have I seen on the radar here today? What they're going to do? They're getting more of their Operation Sky Daddy, Skyboat. Yeah, it's Tariff Thursday. So absolutely tariff Germany, tariff our allies. Tariff our allies. We're sanctioning our own allies. Now, I don't know if that's ever been done before. I'll have to look into that. You're supposed to sanction your enemy, not your allies. Everybody loves Donald John, JD in advance, JD Vance, or Donald John, Donald John. Trump Vance, Trump Pence. Same dicks. Oh, Phalanx Towers, Babylonian, Nimrod, Mithra, Jesus Christ born in a manger, North and South. North and South God, born, birthed in the manger, in the middle of the winter, is Jesus. Jesus, sit down, Jesus, come on in, Sunday Funday, one day, Jesus, it's Sunday, Jesus. Celebratory Jesus of the birth of Jesus, celebrate the birthday of the birth date of the Jesus of the Yule wheel of the Saturnalia of the pole god. Yeah, a little line our birth on the equinox. We'll pervert the calendar to align our sun guide. We'll have a sex orgy celebration of the Jesus Christ Masse. Masse is the M-A-S-S-E. That's the word. Masse, the eating of human flesh. The eating of human flesh. Imagine that. He named America that. Oh, good. I've been on that list for a country minute. What do you think about the ridiculous 30-day ceasefire that there? First Putin, he didn't go for it. It's over. It's over. Get out of here, cocksucker. Pull God with your Sky Daddy chicken H1N1 bird flu bullshit. Chicken shit. Yep. We don't care to play your rhymes or riddles. Your word soup salad. What are you going to haiku in here? Your poetic justice. So, produce some fruit or pound sand. Take it deep. Don't build your house on sinking sand. Masonic rock. Cornerstone. Fuck George Washington. He was a 33-degree Mason. I don't play none of these politics. So, to answer the question, and then to give a little more, put some more meat out there. Eat of the meat. He's not going with the, I know, you're blind as a bat. Like, one bat. You want to do Sesame Street in here? You talk more Sesame Street. Psst. You should listen to that song. Shh. Come closer. Come closer. Smacks and sense with your ass. You listen to Bob? Shh. Listen to the song. Shh. P.S. Bye, Bob, and then you can come back. Yeah, most people are in the broad way and they don't want a narrow self, so they have the scales. They're in the age of deception over their eyes have not been removed. They have not had an apocalypse. That is to lift the veil, to reveal the alatia. What does the guy say? I know. You can't turn a goat into a sheep. Makes no sense like America. Not one single penny. Treasury Secretary Donald said, stop making the penny. That makes no sense. American, I rebuke America, the corporation, and everybody who partakes in it. You're not Christ-like unless you're standing against the corporation. You're not a disciple of Christ if you just stand. It's not a sit-down one-day Sunday. Oh, well, this is a child. If you're 18 and under, there's a restriction. YouTube's failing. You got to leave now, P.S. Shh. Got to go. All right. I know you're a child, and if you're a child, many people are adults and are children, so bye. Thanks for coming in. Damn you, YouTube. Damn. What's wrong with you? You can't put your filters on. This is an 18 and over stream. Go on, more Fraggle Rock. Oh, down in Fraggle Rock. Oh, man. Come on, I got to come up with something Fraggle. What was Fraggle Rock? No, I remember that, but I'm trying to remember something somebody said. I can't do with the one guy that was freaking crazy all the time. Kind of like kind of like me. Oh. But anyways, I appreciate it. These people are like puppets on a string. They're having their string pulled, and they don't realize their string pull is like a key, like a chain, like a golden chain attached to a key to the pit. Right? Remember, guys, they're going to do a pit ritual. So the pit ritual involves a chain and a key and air and Aquarius and all these leading up to this event where there will be an opening, and a lifting. So the lifting, I'm sure, will be a rapture that will involve people who will have a faith base by a placebo effect to believe that God's in the sky will go to the sky. It'll just placebo itself in that fashion. So if you think that God is in the sky, I have a sneaking suspicion that's where you're going to end up. In the sky, above your head. And that's stupid as hell to think that could happen. But I don't, whatever it is, what it is. We'll see. I don't know. I could be totally wrong, 100%, but there's going to be something. There will be a lifting. 98% of Christians, Baptists, Mormons, Catholics, Presbyterian, they all believe in this word rapture, and they believe is a word like thought in their head, like John 3:16, and you'll be saved. You can't be saved. You have to endure to the end to be saved. So believe is not a thought in your head, and so if they're placebo, they're Jezebels thinking something that has been added to Scripture exists. By all means, everything is being done off that hive mind right now. I realize that I've studied this now. I've talked with Kevin about this in detail over and over because I actually have somebody to talk to about this. This effect that we're seeing more than anything at this point in time is the hive mind placebo effect. Why does it know? Why does your phone know what you're thinking? Because you've hive mind, and you've got to remember that one of the strongest effects, I'm not talking about the Mandela effect or any of these butterfly effect, or is the placebo effect. You can manifest your own bullshit. There could be somebody sitting there seeing something that is not fucking there, and in their eyes, they see it. You don't understand how powerful the placebo effect is. Yeah, you can believe your own bullshit and then manifest your own bullshit. Man does this. Father gave us this for a reason. This effect is not fake. They have done mass effect study on this, as simple as speaking into a plant. So don't overdo this. Listen to what I'm telling you. This system knows what you're thinking because you've hive minded, and now it's going to placebo what you. That's why they're laced you with this nano so that it can frequency understand your vibe. Get it? Wave. This will have an effect. Pat 060606. I have been in this game, which is not a game to me, for decades, studying these people because Father's blessed with me the time and space and bis to study through the dark web, off the internet, on the internet, reading, studying like a freaking madman. So I could be deceived, but this rapture bullshit is a very well, like this world, one world order, one world religion, one world currency. It doesn't say rapture one time, and it doesn't say that. But the masses have a belief in that by mass effect. So I'm certain there will be something that it'll be like them. They won't give a shit because they believe in a karmatic God. Well, it was their own problem. They went for it and they bit. So, fish hook, got them, sucker. All these don't put their face in the word and define these words, or going to fall for this sky daddy, heavens in the sky. They did this already. Once in Scripture, we saw the nation of Israel go after other gods in the sky, balls, Saturn. This is Chronos. This is the time marker, which does mark time in the constellation in the clock above our head, but it's not some fucking god up there that's in the sky. I am Horizo, light, Father, who used to only love two houses, begotten Aaron, one into the temple, high priest, Levite, did not love the Gentile nation, was never in the sky, and ever will be. Nobody is in a clock above your head. That's the stupidest fucking thing in the world. And I know why it makes 100% sense why my Father created my Shem, my Torah, my love, my Agape, created my birth name as Tracy, so I could be crazy and spacey as a motherfucker. So I could be in it and not of it. So I could be my dad papered my fucking wallpaper with space because of would not conform to, I was not a good kid. I ran away at fucking Disneyland just to piss off my parents, to see them scared, and would watch them and do fucked up shit like that because I was that kid that I didn't care about the world. I did not give a shit. I still got by, but barely, because I was barely here in my head. I wasn't at all like my brothers. I might look like my brothers, but I did not do anything that they did. It actually did the complete opposite. So spacey, crazy Tracy is who he birthed me to be, which makes 100% sense. So I can now understand to have all my time out of this, be born from above. Like I'm not in the flesh. I've nearly lived my whole life like that. Dude, come on, man. You don't need to fix everybody else's problems. Your whole fucking world's all fucked up because you're putting your time and space in everybody else's place. If you'd only work in your own time and space, you wouldn't have it. Fuck you. I'm somewhere else. Fuck off. My brain is in a prognostical forward mode. You're some simple checkers game. I play 5D chess. It's life, whatever you want to call it. But I'm already ahead. I'm already out of the game, if you will. Already see all these moves. Checkmate, bitch. Already played it. Set the board. Flip the fucking board over. See what I'm saying? Homie, don't play that. So I think, Father, no, seriously. You know what I'm saying? I apologize, I wouldn't read you, but this is who I was as a child. I was easy to handle. My brothers they missed no school. They went to every day. They got all those awards and shit, honor roll, that bullshit. If I passed my class, I gave a lick shit. I got whipped when I didn't, but whatever, I deserve. I shouldn't have got bad grades. I didn't need to get bad. I only got one F and like maybe one or two D's, I think, and that was it. Oh my God, that was the F was it. That's I kind of got my shit together. After that, my dad worked me like a fucking slave. He didn't let me go see my mom that year. Oh my God, I was 10 hands that day. Oh man, every day we worked like it was all right. I learned a lot. So what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. But I deserved every beating and every whooping and my dad he didn't beat me. Okay. I didn't get beat. I got corporal punishment when I needed my correction. So my dad saved me, not like that, like saved and my brothers, because we were being beat and malnourished extremely, a lot. It'd been going on for a long time. But anyways, so I know what the difference is between being, and again, I'm not just saying as a child, I'm talking about on the streets. I'm talking about people who are supposed to love you. People who are supposed to be taking care of you, beat you. It makes you a different person. But anyways, doesn't have to change you. It just, makes you stronger, if you will. So, I wouldn't, say that my dad ever didn't whoop my ass when I didn't need it. So I did get, whooped a lot, and I deserved every whooping that I got. So I'm thankful that I had correction in my life, and I just didn't get to run wild and free, because I can't even imagine a little bit of bumpers, you know, uh, because I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here today. I have completed this life already multiple times as far as feel a sense of accomplishment. And it's only Father who works through me now that I'm able to stand up today, even shouldn't physically be here, in the sense that I have a ability to left brain, right brain continue. I almost feel like, with only just, obviously scarring to my eye and stroke and whatever, a lot of my lungs are probably not going to return to what they were after breathing so much tear gas, but it's only a temporary life, and I don't need the flesh to continue, to the flesh to be perfect. I can continue without having, I've already messed myself up. That was the one thing that my brothers were pretty good about. We did a lot of the same exact things. I mean, they didn't do the crazy things that I did that were just stupid and, cost my dad money for me just being, Mikey, go get Tracy. He'll do it. Nobody else will do it. He'll do it. Tell him nobody else will do it. Tell him he won't do it, and he'll do it just despite, sometimes people could charge me to do things like that. If nobody else would do it, I go do it because nobody else would. Or if they said that I wouldn't, I do it, despite. So none of my brothers, I don't even think my youngest brother ever broke a bone, or had stitches. But I was always coming out of a cast and normally ripping my cast off before I could even, or supposed to go in and get it taken off, and was out of the cast. But before you knew it, I was back into another cast, breaking another bone, or something, get more stitches or something, just costing my dad a considerable amount of money by just being stupid. We grew up riding motorcycles, go-karts, three-wheelers, all that, extreme surfing, skimboarding, roller, skateboarding. Well, but my brothers never broke any bones, doing any of those things. I didn't break any bones, motorcycle riding because my dad made me wear protection and stuff, and I crashed sometimes. But whatever, you got an old bike with the. I didn't have a mono shock on my. I remember on my 80, that thing was a dual shock. I could get that thing about 14 feet in the air. Imagine landing on a dual shock bike. You slam the bottom of that case that thing, man. But that's all right. I was young, so. uh, once I got into a 125, obviously stepped up, but I was young and I used these dumps, but I never broke a bone. I never hurt myself riding bikes, motorcycles. I broke bones on skateboards, on bicycles, on jumping off fucking buildings, doing, sliding down shit on pieces of fucking plastic, down tunnels, going down into the middle of the drain pipes, doing all kind. I was always running into. I remember my dad told me we went to. I think it was Big Bear, and he said, "Now look, Tracy, there's one tree. There's one tree at the bottom of this hill, and it's down there at the end. Would you please? I'm asking you two things, if you could." And I know you're not going to probably listen to me. Will you not go to the top of the hill? And will you please not hit the tree at the bottom of the hill? Oh, can you imagine what happened, brothers and sisters? So, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I was, because I was safe. We rode safe, and I wrecked a lot and stuff, too. But yeah, I went to the top of the hill. I dragged my old inner tube to the top, and then, yeah, bam. So that was a lot of stitches. That was a lot of just things that I probably, like I said, I told you, I just did things. I don't know why I was always like that. And I didn't do it with everything, but some things I just felt a challenge and a rush and to do what nobody else could do or would do, or I don't know if it's adrenaline that I needed when I was younger, because they do that, the whole Jackass thing when that came out. I'm like, man, I grew up. That was. I'm not saying that those guys didn't put on a whatever their show was, but it seemed like that was all I did was those stupid things like getting in, grocery carts and riding them down hills and doing things that shouldn't have, jumping grocery carts, just stupid, kind of like plug1life.com, jumping. What was it, 3 or 4 school buses in a motorhome, like Pug One up there in Canada? That's pretty funny. But anyways, I just next to the dad. She's such a pretty girl. She knows I'm talking about her, huh? Her to my Juniper girl. See, her loves the dad too. Her just loves the dad. She's my girl. Her's hanging out with the dad. Her's such a pretty little girl. Oh, I just love her. Thanks for hanging out with the dad. Oh, I would. You were such a sweetheart. You were the sweetest little kitten I ever did have, girl. You remind me of Reese, but you're even prettier than Reese Pieces. You are. You're so pretty, girl. You're my girl. You were birthed on the channel, huh? When you were just a little tiny little fuzzball. Now you're so big, girl. And she's a sweetheart. She's a sweet girl. She just likes being with the dad. Huh. You like being inside with the dad? She loves being outside too. But thank you for hanging out with. Can all be all done if you want. Start. Oh, I love my animals. That's why, again, I thank Father that I can have such a blessing to have these beautiful animals. Oh yeah, I don't eat candy, but yeah. She's so girl. I had one that looked like her, kind of with a real similar tort. I think they are, is what your calico, part of that. Man, this tail is so cute. You have the cutest tail, girl, ever. Is that not the cutest tail ever in the world? I dig her tail. I can see her out in the bushes out here. I can see that little white. All my puppies got a little white tip at the tail. So does she. Yeah, we call this as Juniper because she was born here in the high desert. So was Reese, but she's a good kitten girl. She just loves her tail. And I'm so glad to have kittens. Because I didn't have kitties until I got them for utility purposes, and she does the job. What would you rather have, cats or mice? I'd rather have cats. One mice drives me crazy. I don't want to hear one mice at all. And so she's a good girl. She's super good. So I get Bill down on Thursday night and change it from Friday morning to Monday morning. What do you talk about there, Kinetic? So I show up to court Monday morning, only there was no court. Thank God. Yeah, remember I did that too, and then they said I no-showed and issued that warrant because I appeared by phone. So, goofy fuckers, but that's okay. Father is going to get it under control. I feel like the days are numbered here on this county. Still got some. No dark that little spot is right there. I don't. Might have blue a little more color than that other side. Oh yeah. There's 2 orders on it. One of them. Look at that. Look at that, man. You see that? And everybody loves this country, right? You get shit like that happen to you. And this is supposed to be America, right? This is land of the free, home of the brave, right? Goes on all the time. And people don't, and they just bow to the system. And people are so overwhelmed by it that everybody shuts up about it. Oh, well, what are you going to do? You can't do anything about it. They got, just take it deep. Take it deep. 98.5% of cases take a plea bargain, plea agreement to take a gain for the bar. Do we extort that merchant number? Is it that time? Damn, that dog is right on time. DB. So, I thought I would throw up some of this AM understanding here, and I'm hoping again here soon on this case. This will all get. Like I said, I'll sue them. I'll take the time. If they don't drop this case by next week, I'm 100% already made up my mind. I do that with some, on some things. And if they don't drop this case by next week, I'm certain Paul will have this dossier together with all these violations of my Sixth Amendment, my Miranda rights, all these, the warrant with the excessive force, potentially attempted murder, the improper execution, the dual counsel. There's just a list of things that were done incorrectly. The kidnapping of my daughter, they don't stand a chance. What they really are doing is setting themselves up for between 15, 20, 30 lawsuits at least. In this case, I would have separate, probably more on each of these people. And again, as I've told Paul, the attorney, because I'm very versed in this understanding of the Sixth Amendment, that I have right to call witness in my favor. And my witness list is 40 plus people. So there's no 2-day trial. There's no trial here. And actually, by them removing my Second Amendment from me and taking my ability to protect my animals, that makes me in danger. There's no way they could deny even a change of venue at the very least, and that has to go through here and have a hearing here, which makes no sense. When I originally read through the change of venue, I'm like, that's stupid. If you're pointing out corruption, and why would you have a hearing in that? But it's a formality. If that hearing doesn't, you can appeal that, and then it would go to appellate court and go federal. So they're not going to run from this, civil lawsuit from the state for criminal culpability, liability, notice of liability for all these damages that they were caused to my face. This, High Desert Faith and Truth Ministries out here, Silver Rock Ranch, the destruction of all the corrals, kennels, all this animal, housing, and all this wrecking of these. I still spent a lot more this year on firewood trying to keep this place warm with holes in my window, shot out my windows, in the front of the house. All this is costly. The replacing the fence that I still don't have completely. Again, I need to actually probably get off here today because birds have been getting out, and that's fine. But a little easier if I just probably put some more work in it today. And I was working on the building another fence out there and keeping them contained into the area like I'd had them before, where they didn't get out and stayed in one area, feed them in one area, whatever. If I'm going to have the birds here for now, I like to take care of my livestock. I'm a farmer. Animal husbandry is very important. So got to take care of the animals I have here. And at this point, I can't even protect my dogs. If a cat came down off the hill, some kind of, mountain lion out here, they've come down out from the, up over here in Silver Lake in the marsh. I just have to watch them eat my dog, and that's pretty fucked up. So took my ability to protect my animals and took, with this red flag gun law, and it's an apostasy. So hopefully all this will be reversed once they look at this and realize that they didn't execute the warrant properly. They're setting themselves up. There's no way they can win with this case. Them having the preponderance of evidence and the burden of proof to prove beyond a reasonable doubt. I've already spoken with the attorney, Paul Palmer, and they can't. There's no way. There is too much doubt in this case to even take it to trial. So we're going to, at this point in time, negotiate a non-civil suit on my behalf as the person here that's been damaged, and said, okay, I won't sue you for file a civil suit against you or the county if you drop, dismiss, immediate file motion, dismiss all charges, and remove all no contact order, and return my my weapons, and I won't have a record at this point, and I'll go on. And I don't want to even have to deal with lawsuits at this point. That would be the ideal if that's what Father wrote, because I don't want to sue anybody. I just want to go farm. I could be very, 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 very wealthy because of this. My daughter could be very wealthy. My son will have been reimbursed for all his hours that he did after 180 hours. He is going to have some pretty massive lawsuits that he would be able to file against illegal detainment, illegal prosecution. This is all covered under the affirmative defense right under the Fourth Amendment to be secure in your house, papers, persons, and effects. You have the right of self-defense, and you have the right to protect yourself under that excused defense, justification defense. The legal description is self-defense. Look, I can't even defend my animals here. I can't even defend myself under my Fourth Amendment. They've stripped me of that. They've stripped me of my second. This is a massive case. If they took this into a federal court, I could sue the federal government for them not stepping in because of the corruption in this county, be having documented, recorded over and over and over. I have this documented. The legal counsel attorney Paul Palmer says, this is unreal how many times you've communicated and never once did you get a call for service. Recently, I called where I thought my son was kidnapped, dead, stuck in a cave somewhere, and my daughter was again kidnapped, possibly by Marshall. I called and they threatened to, I'm breaking the no contact order with them. My attorney called to get the transcripts and they stonewall this attorney. And that's an illegal move right there too. So there's no, Father will stop this when he's ready. So, but I'm sure he needs to make sure everybody that's, going to have to be involved in this unjust, once this unwinds, that all this measure will be poured out by accountability. I'm not looking to condemn anybody. I have no vengeance towards anybody involved in this case, not even Marshall, supposedly my own friend who stole nearly 40 pounds of silver and my passport from me, which would make it harder to exit this country. And that's all I want to do at this time. I don't want to be here. I just want to farm. I don't care if there's hundreds of millions of dollars on the table through lawsuits. I'll agree not to file any civil lawsuit against the state of Oregon and the county of Lake County, and I will leave the country. Marshall didn't give me my passport back. I will soon have, I don't care who it is, I'll have the feds at his door. So the attorney is already on that for me. He's already taken care of that. I gave Marshall till yesterday. So I will be filing 100%, filing a criminal and civil lawsuit against Marshall for the taking of my precious metals, which he was in possession of, and the taking of my passport, which is a federal crime. So he's facing time, and that's not seeking vengeance. I want accountability. He knows something about my son. He's alive. That's so amazing that he's not, dead laying somewhere and somebody did something nefarious to him. Marshall has him. And I don't know how Marshall's been able to hold on to him. He got something on his head. I think Marshall will not have any accountability for taking the passport to the Wolf Creek post office, nor will we be able to find any video evidence of him or Adriana taking that gold and silver to a coin shop or pawn shop. They would have to put it down on record to sell precious metals that amount. His bill was $12,500. You would have to fill out and show ID to sell. Now, to buy, you don't. To sell, you do. So he's in a bad way now. He should have just come clean. I got no picture of my passport yesterday, nothing. So he'll eventually have to have feds knocking at his door for that crime of stealing my passport, because that is a crime and it's federal to withhold or to steal somebody's passport. So unless he can produce evidence, again, him sending that Wolf Creek, and if I'm mistaken, but I don't think I'm mistaken, because I was already right that he knew something when he was lying the whole time. So he stinks to high heaven. He doesn't tell any truths. I do believe that he must have had some other kind of charges, and he's using Elijah some way how to. I honestly, again, with going over this month after month now, having 10 months to look at this, I think he kept all the gold and silver, bailed Elijah out. Elijah already owed him from the last time Elijah got in trouble and this case, and Elijah owed him about $10,000 for the sale of a track chair. So I think he has somehow hold this over Elijah's head. And now he's got Elijah on this bail saying that I didn't. And I don't know what's going on with the gold or silver. Elijah didn't know about the gold or silver, so I don't know how Elijah would be seen in Josephine County when, again, he was in court in October. They said he went missing in September. Now they've seen him as early as February 11th of this year on camera, but they didn't ping his phone and follow him to Marshall's house. This stinks bad. And so I'm going to get to the bottom of it, and I don't think it's going to take too much longer on the case of myself and Elijah to be dropped. They already dropped Adriana's case because they kidnapped her. Once again, she has a separate lawsuit, and I'm hoping that she'll get her lawsuit filed very soon. She should definitely be reimbursed. She worked 2 days a week after working 5 days a week. That's 7 days a week to try to help her husband out to get through this disgusting targeting case of him, my son, when we can 100% prove Elijah did all of that. Community service work crew. They are just never ever looked at it. The attorney Paul Palmer sees that. It's unbelievable. They can prepare all this SWAT warrant and put all this time in when they knew they were watching. So they are 100% criminally liable for not getting involved and not ever coming to this door one single time and knocking, hey, we want to talk about Elijah's 180 hours. And I would have easily have given my son up if they would have discussed, hey, we need to, but nobody ever wanted to talk about the 180 hours for hundreds of hours I live stream. He saw it, it's plain, there is no case. So again, Father's will be done. I can't do anything. I've pushed as far as I can for Elijah. I can't do anything else for him. I mean, right now I need to help myself and put the pressure on this district attorney to tell him if he doesn't stand down, I will 100% file lawsuits. If I don't get results by next week, I'm going to be looking at liquidating some assets and filing and getting another attorney. I've already spoken with Paul Palmer and asked him to contact a civil attorney because I will be filing a civil lawsuit against the county, Lake County, and I'll be filing a civil suit, which will show criminal liability, and then I'll be able to, whatever it'll show, they'll be accountable at that point for what they did. And so that's what I'm looking for, is accountability. I don't want any money, but I will 100% find the funds to secure. And normally if it's a civil lawsuit, isn't that ironic that he's wearing his BDUs? He hasn't worn his BDUs in how long? That's a pretty big sign right there, Jeff, if you look. Thanks for pointing that out. He's wearing his battle dress uniform. He's dressed up in military fatigues. So good eye, because he hasn't been wearing those, and he is all of a sudden. He didn't do the ceasefire. So, but anyways, it'll get taken care of, Father. It's either the case will be dismissed on all charges, no contact orders, my weapons returned, and we wipe it with a agreement that I do not file a civil suit against the state of Oregon or against the county, Lake County. If not, by next week, I will be trying to secure funds, whatever it takes, to hire a civil lawsuit attorney to start filing a civil lawsuit against the county, because I have the evidence. All I have to do is show them the video of me getting hit in the face at 45 seconds with a hand grenade. That's excessive force violation, improper execution of a warrant. They kidnapped Adriana. I need to get this started. So I will file it, and I will. I'm going to do it. I don't want to. I'm hoping again that Marshall would have yesterday, so he didn't. So I'll have that to deal with. So if that's the way Father wants me to go, I'll just spend my time doing that. I want to be left alone, never heard from again by this country as far as the government or anybody. Leave me alone. I'll go to Ecuador, which is a constitutional republic. There's land here that is still in my name. I'm eventually going to put everything in here to the ministry. Don't bother me. All I want to do is farm. If not, they're going to make me a very, very wealthy man. Very, very, very wealthy. We were talking about hundreds of millions of dollars of lawsuits, so I don't think I will have a problem retaining an attorney at this point. I've already had counsel, witness. They're not going to run from this. They normally they get somebody to chicken shit out and take a deal, plea bargain at 98. Oh, come on, I just want to see something. Not doing that. Elijah knows, obviously, has affirmative defense. He's protecting himself from prison right now. He can do whatever he needs to do. Self-defense. He's fine. He's justified in court. His criminal and civil liability, his actions in a court will be justified. Culpability, criminal. He will not be liable to try to save himself from getting thrown into prison if he has the evidence. So Elijah's secure. I don't give a fuck if he's with Marshall. I can't do anything else about that. I've tried. Josephine County knows now. Lake County knows. They at Josephine County said that they have a warrant for his arrest and they know where he's at. So I can't do anything. I've tried to do everything I can in this case as far as, for Elijah. Now it's time for me to do for myself. So in this case, I will not stand down. I will take it to trial. It will not go to trial because any jury would not convict me. I've shown, again, Paul, the evidence. He doesn't even look at all the discovery to know. There is no case here. This is a civil lawsuit. At the least, several, if not 15, 20, 30 plus lawsuits, individual lawsuits against these people that are criminally culpable and criminally liable for the damages to this property, myself, my son, my animals. Just like I said, there's so much more. I would not have any issue, I guarantee, of finding a civil law attorney now. And I've already put Paul on this, so he's very aware that this is where I want him to find one that he can work with. So either this county stands down and takes accountability for what they've done, and the state stands down for their rogue SWAT team that came out here and assaulted me and attempted to take my life, was hoping that I would come out with an armed weapon and be armed, and that's the complete opposite of what they got. So they failed in their mission to unalive me or to shut me the fuck up, because more than anything on the stream yesterday, I realized that's why that grenade was thrown at my face. Even if I went stupid, and I don't mean to go that, they meant to make me not be able to talk. If that was the least part, that is what they came here to do, was to silence me, to take my first fucking amendment. And they were unsuccessful. Thank you, Father. And I will stop cursing when all charges are released from myself and my son. The no contact order is dropped. I will not sue the county. That's the agreement. That is what is going on right now. That is what I've spoken with legal counsel. It's either that or change of venue. So I'm hoping I don't have to mess with any of this. In a week or two, I'll be here telling you, hey guys, somehow they SWAT warranted fucking Marshall's house because Elijah's already been, free to charges. So they're not going to shoot him, hopefully, at that point. And they found my passport and they found all the gold and silver. Marshall's going to jail for stealing my warrant or stealing my passport. And they found the gold and silver and it's being returned to me. And I'm going to Ecuador. Love you guys. I'll see you there. I'll live stream from there. That would be the most blessed thing, because I haven't committed any crimes. Elijah hasn't committed any crimes. Adriana hasn't committed any crimes. And I can prove all that. And they've done all these things to me without putting me into a trial, taking my Second Amendment from me, taking my Fourth Amendment, violated my Sixth Amendment, violated my Miranda rights. This won't go to trial because I have Dave Vandenberg, clerk, judge, whatever he wants to call himself, in open court saying he would continue to violate my Sixth Amendment right of fair and speedy trial. So that right there, you can't violate. That's it. The case is over. There is no case. It's hard to believe how many violations are in this case, that how long it's gone on for 10 months. But it has been looked at. Paul has got the discovery. He is creating a dossier, a evidentiary, to show that you're not going to win this case. You have the burden of proof. You don't have enough proof. You have to have preponderance of evidence in your favor to prove that beyond a reasonable doubt there is doubt. Drop this case or this man will sue you and the county. You're not going. You tried to kill him and shut him up. There is a massive lawsuit. It's in the evidence. If they don't stand down, I will start lawsuits next week, and I'll keep you updated on how I'm going to do that and how I'll be able. Father will prepare a way. I know he will. He will prepare a way. Again, I don't think I will need, now that I have an attorney, some kind of counsel after 10 months to say, contact this attorney. You can get discovery. Look at this video. Here's my live stream, 45 seconds, no violence. They're in there. They're in the stream. They know I'm live streaming. They are watching me as I'm walking in the cabin. They've pinged my phone. They've got drones over the house. They've got this massive SWAT operation, multiple armored vehicles, 20 plus men armed to the teeth coming here to shut me the fuck up. And it didn't work out that way. So that's on them, not me. I didn't act in violence. I never threatened violence to any of those people. That's not what I did for 9 months. I only said I was going to have a stand up with my First Amendment. Would never, ever threaten to use the Second Amendment item. As actually, I made 100% sure that they knew that I was not going to do this with a violence, with a armed standoff. It was not a standoff. It was a stand up. Look at the evidence, you dumb fucks. And you wouldn't be swatting my house. Why wouldn't anybody ask, why is this dad keeping his son from going to jail? We're going there to swat this dad's house. He won't give his son up. There's a warrant for his arrest and his dad's holding him. Why is his dad holding him? What fucking idiots. So they'll pay for all of this shit. Elijah will be very wealthy. Adriana will be very wealthy. And I will be a very wealthy man after next week. So it's not up to me. I'm not making it. It feels just what I'm saying. And I'm not trying to condemn any man. Yeah, but don't say something fucking stupid like that with your gold and silver in the streets. They already are doing that 10,000 fucking ounces at a time on fucking Iraqi women and children. Never means that it's going to be worth nothing. That's bullshit. 8,000 years, gold and silver's never been worth zero. So blasphemy, bullshit. I don't want to hear that dumb fucking stupid perversion of the word that people, I'm not saying you did that, Jeff, but this is the version that most people have. They're already throwing it in the fucking streets. annihilating 2 fucking monster boxes at the tip of a cruise missile that never come back. So they're already throwing their gold and silver in the streets. Yeah, there's gold in there too. And those tips of those smart missiles, cruise missiles, all these, self-deployed, yeah. So imagine how much silver was destroyed, over Israel, over their fucking stupid dome bullshit. Now we got a dome here. So the stupidest thing ever is that 4,800 currencies have gone to zero. There's, except for the ones that are currently in circulation. They used to value gold and silver 1-to-1 because gold is money. They sold Christ for 30 pieces of silver. It's never going to go to zero. So no worries. I know people blaspheming the word. That's why Pastor Revelation is going to help you understand. You're already seeing this come to pass. It's not a physical thing. Now, you're laying next to a fucking 400-ounce gold fucking bar and you're starving, Jeff. Do you think you're going to fucking worry about that gold? So there is some knowledge to that, some aletheia truth to that, but it won't be worth nothing. I mean, it's not going to be, you know what I'm saying? It's never been to zero. It will never go to zero. It will always be money. It will always have value. So that's not what Scripture is telling us. There's a difference there of what it's talking to us about. So it will have value. Kings and queens put it away because it always does. You stack enough gold and silver, you are wealthy. Period. And they can't take that from you unless somebody physically steals it from you. There's no third party liability. It is tangible, it is dividable, and it is a store of value. And so that makes it money. So, people are idiots. They misinterpret that. I don't know any other pastor that is giving you that revelation that this gold and silver in the streets is blaspheming, thinking that it's going to be worth nothing. I rebuke that. That is so fucking stupid. And that's how all these lollipop fucking religious idiots decipher that. And they're idiots. They have no biblical understanding, no spiritual and no scriptural understanding of what that text is telling us. The value of something is not necessarily, remember, value and money are two different things. Purchasing power is what it will buy you. Remember, that gold ounce will always buy you a toga, at the time of Christ, a steak dinner and a bottle of wine, a nice fine tailored suit in the 1800s for $3 and a steak dinner and a bottle of wine. It's $3,000, almost $2,948 today for an ounce of gold. That'll buy you an Armani suit, a steak dinner, and a bottle of wine. And you go in the future, it'll buy your little George Jetson 3D printed bullshit with your stupid space far suit and your dumbass fucking bottle of fucking grape tard juice, whatever you fucking Soylent green juice you're ever drinking or whatever. It will keep up with the rate of inflation. It will always buy you at least those three things. The finest get up, cover, veil, steak, and wine. So it's not what the money is irrelevant. Dollars are it's with purchasing power. So they'll throw their gold and the silvers in the streets. Doesn't mean that it won't be worth anything. That's stupid that people constantly refer to that. And I always hear idiot pastors referring to it as that. They don't know how to decipher anything in Revelation. They don't understand the apocalypse on what this is. Remember, one world order, one world religion, one world currency. I bet you talk to at least 3/4 of the pastors on this rock, and they're going to tell you that's a thing. And it don't exist one time. They'll tell you there's a rapture. There's no such thing as a rapture. They'll tell you can be saved. You can't be saved. You have to endure to the end to be saved. Once saved, always saved. Oh, you can be saved. You can't be saved. No man can save you. Nobody's going to bring you to Jesus. Nobody's going to bring you to God. That is Father who does that. Only Father. I don't care how old you think this rock is, 100 billion years old, 600,000 years old, whatever you think. Nobody's ever died, and the seventh seal hasn't sounded, so there's been no judgments. Nobody's in the sky. No dead people go to the sky. Heaven's not in the sky. That's all a bunch of false teaching. So I won't have this. Not on my watch. I will call this shit out like black tea kettle. That's called the tea kettle black. That's what I do. I'm not going to sit there and make it something it's not. You only put out some false information. The sky's purple. Deal with it. Oh, now they took me off the internet because I said the sky is purple. False news, red alert, Facebook fact checkers. Come on, guys, grow up. That's Nazism. Burning of the books of the digital, even a jot or a tittle is still Nazism. Remember they burned books, digital books, electronic 01, it's the same thing. Oh, no, it's okay. Fact check this, motherfuckers, the sky is purple. Too bad. I can put out false news as long as I'm not inciting violence. False news, I can put out all the news I want. Have you forgotten what freedom was about? See, these people are idiots. Oh, no, censorship. So there you go. Credit scores, Sesame credit, one bat, and you don't think it's going to happen? Get in your Walmart camp. Enjoy your Golden Dome. Your little rapture where, oh my God, where'd they go? There's a rapture. And everybody, oh. So, you know what I mean? It's all going to go by this scripture, guys, and nobody's going to listen to me. And I've gotten almost all of it, the jots and the tittles correct, because I've got the script. It's right here. It's going by this book right here. See? By the script. Every jot and every tittle will come to pass for that great and dreadful day of the Lord. That is the seventh seal, the seventh shofar, the seventh horn. That hasn't sounded yet, brothers and sisters. They used to blow on the ram's horn, the shofar. The seventh seal is the seventh shofar, which is the seventh Trump Vance in advance, Trump Vance, J.D. Vance, Michael Pence, Trump Vance in advance, Prognosco, to have foreknowledge of. Romans 8 and 29, I had foreknowledge of the ones that I already did, that would I predestined them to conform to the image of my Son. Yeah, no, this is an interlinear Textus Receptus, so you can study. There's only one text. It's written in Hebrew. It's written in Greek. You're going to study it. There's only one version of Scripture. Everything else is trash. It's watered down Motel 6 version of your bastardized translation. You've got the word study. You've got to know what you're saying by literary the definition, or you are a translator. Satan is the adversary, meaning on the opposite side, opposition, and Antichrist means adversary or opposition as well to the aletheia, gospel, truth. Don't change a jot, add, or take away from my word, or I will blot, as he blotted out the handwriting of ordinances in the book of Colossians 2 and 14. Yes, all writings, all physical law, all physical rituals, celebrations were blotted out, and now on our hearts, in blood he paid, with beard blood they ripped his beard out of his face. Does anybody want to hang you from a tree? He said, conform to my image. In Matthew, he said, who shall ever come after me? Let them deny themselves. He said in Luke, who shall ever be my disciple? Take up your cross. Matthew, deny self daily, take up your cross daily, and follow after me. Conform to my image, follow after me. That is the word hados, to be in the same narrow way. What do you know? He said, I am the way. What's in the word? He wrote it on my heart. Remember, it was written on stone tablets, tables, pounded out on rocks. Honor thy father. That's not your dad. Honor thy mother. That's not your mom. Grow up. 10 Commandments. Yeah, we're not under the law of the physical anymore. It's all fulfilled. He celebrations, rituals, customs, prophecy. He predicted his prophecy, not one stone left upon another of the destruction of the physical temple where he used to visit as light, not as a physical body. Father is the Ram. Remember, David declared him the Lamb of God. Well, that would be the Ram. See why they do their goat worship? They mirror, perform all the same miracles and wonders. The devil, that's not written in Scripture. That's not biblical. That word never existed. But the distributor of lies or fortunes, that is the word demonion. Remember? The one with 3 genders, their horn god with breast, and Baal, Bel, Baphomet, Jezebel, get it? Hello. Tree worship, fire, Baal in the grove. See, these people have no historical record. They're religious idiots. Idiotos is the word ignoramus. It has the same meaning. People are offended because they have no definition. They're translators and they go after a transgender, birthed in the middle of the winter, Apollyon, sun god, Mithra at the time of the Hamashiach, which means Messiah. Christ, pagan term, Lord, pagan term, devil never written in Scripture. Replace the word demonion, distributor of fortunes. Remember this little leotarded, pokey red devil? Amen. I was wondering, hallelujah. All glory to the Messiah, all glory to Shiloh, all glory to the most. High, who doesn't dwell in temples. He used to visit one day a year the house of Aaron and Levite, and he didn't love the Gentile nation. They couldn't enter into the temple. God doesn't love everybody. He only loves his bride. Love is the word agape. Agape. You'll find that in the book of 2 John and 6. To love the Father is to walk and follow in his commandments. He commands his disciples to take up their cross daily, deny themselves daily, and conform, follow after him. The ones he predestined, that's the word pro-horizo. He said, I am the horizo, the divider of this dark and light. He said, be born from above, not again daily. Be taking up your cross, everyday gospel, everyday Sabbath, everyday Jesus, whatever. Shem is the word name. Oh, his name, the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who's not in the sky, heaven is not above your head. You can't go into the clock. Shut up. You're a child. There's nowhere in Scripture did Father create one single planet. You live on Planet of the Apes, don't you? You act like a silverback gorilla in here, I'm telling you. You do. You're like a monkey. He didn't remove the scales from your eyes. That is the word apocalypse. I am pastor revelation. I pastor apocalypse. I've sent as a magi to stand before and declare the line, the birth of the age. As it was birthed from fire to water, he had to birth a flesh vessel because he only existed as above light, not above your head. He said, put that light at the top of your house. Remember, the body is a temple, not the physical. He destroyed that. His prophecies, no stone. Talking to three people, you're nuts. Yeah, I know. That's what they say. The man's nuts. Grab him. Just people like you. Keep your hands to yourself. You're sick, sick man. Keep your hands inside the ride until is a complete stop. It's a big game for you, isn't it? Like a big circus, roller coaster. Like Bad Man Orange, the leader of the corporation. Go pull your chain. Remember the blockchain? How about digitally credit scoring you? Hey, better be careful. You'll get on the list. You're a pig licker, I can tell you. Lick this government's boot, don't you? You love to vote, don't you? Give your allegiance to a flag or to a country or to a jab or to a king. The anti-king Christ. Religion? Are you a religious idiot? Yeah, go smoke your dispensary China-induced glycol. Yeah, just one little puff and you're not taking it back. The magic dragon. I'm a medicinal cannabis grower. Grow up, child. Yeah, keep puffing on your fake space weed there, space rocks. Pound sand. You wouldn't know cannabis if it hit you in the face. Go smoke your blended version of, yeah, it's a drug, what you smoke. You smoke drugs. Get out of here, drug pusher. He said in the book of Genesis, it bears seeds, it's here for us to consume. Obviously, you don't know what moderation is, or you don't even know what you're consuming. Put it in your pie hole. He says, not what goes in a man that defiles him, it's what comes out of him. The man's nuts, grab him. Oh my gosh, he's talking to three people. Now I'm talking to two. Am I talking to you? The channel thing doesn't even match. You're an idiot. It's a shadow band channel. You wouldn't know your ass like a donkey, like a mule. They didn't have to, Christ didn't have to slap a license on the back of that ass. Rolled into Jerusalem, did he? From a hole in the ground. Two cheeks to the same hole. Two wings to the same dragon. Grow up. This isn't for you. Father didn't remove the scales from most people's eyes. His bride is tiny. Remember, he used to visit one day a year behind the veil as light. You're an idiot. Do you know what their idiot is? Define the word idiot. Tobacco. Come on there, Wacky, Brown and Williams, Philip Morris. Do you know anything about tobacco, the history of tobacco? Probably not. And you have a name, tobacco. I rebuke you. I don't think you know your ass. Remember mule? Well, we'll stop right there. Oh, there we go. Puff the magic dragon. It's in the iCloud for these people want to play, word soup with me. I think they got stung by the spelling bee, went to public school, got schooled, and yep. So did we go to the moon, tobacco? Did we go to the moon near a lunar tick? Tell me what the year is. Let's see if you have any abyss, or if you're going to be placed into the abyss. Do you know what the abyss is? Abyss. My people should perish for like abyss. I'll throw them in the abyss. Hello. Who are you talking to? What you talk about, Willis? Hold on, I go get my kitty out. What you talking about? Oh, hey, I need to feed my puppies too. Hold on. These are my puppies. That's my dog. That's my dog. That's my dog. Hold on, I go get rid of some of this coffee. Hey, girl. You guys are good puppy dogs today. You guys have been the best puppies I've ever did have. You're the best puppies that I ever did puppy dog have. Oh boy. Are you hungry, boy? Banner. More bats. Get him up. Get him up. Get him up for the puppers. There's for another one. Then we're going to get the kittens. Gotta get the kittens. They kittens eat as much as you guys. Those two kittens eat as much as you guys. You know that? Two kittens eat as much as the big puppies. Got our boys first. Bones first. Bones first. Little puppy gravy in there. Oh, there we go. For the boys. And my biggest. It's my biggest. And the biggest. All right. What time we got here? Let's see. We got another country minute here. We'll do a little country grammar for you. How about that? How about some swap meat Louie? We'll do some Sir Mix-a-Lot. Buttermilk biscuits. Here we go. Sip the flour, roll the dough. Oh boy. He's going, baby's got way back. On the Wayback Machine, they got you Wikipedia. Uh-oh. Are you Snowden? Are you Snowden? Are you Biden? Are you Trump Pants? Or Trump Vance? In JD Vance or Michael Pence? Trump Pants or Trump Pants? Trump Pants? Same Geminis. All right, Gemini like Lil Wayne. Oh, speaking of a rapper, continue to rap something. All right, I got some joint pain. Hold on. That's the puppies over there ringing the bell with the collars, huh? You're such a good dog. All right, we'll spend another country minute in here, or 3 or 5 or 10 or something like that. And I better get up and do something around this farm today. I'm waiting for the state of Oregon to stand down and the county to stand down. Hopefully, maybe today. Maybe I'll get a call from the. Well, either way, I'll put the dossier together, so it might not be this week, but next week is my final 7 in here. Will be my final day that I will not allow this to go any further. And it doesn't matter. I think it's Father will provide. He'll show me if they don't stand down by next week to go ahead and continue with a lawsuit, because that's what he would want. Definitely accountability. He'll pour out a just measure. I'm not seeking vengeance. A lawsuit should be the least, but I don't want financial gain. I don't need anything at this point. I just want to farm with my animals and get the fuck out of America, because I hate this country. It's fucking disgusting. 1,000 military bases in 180 countries is not to my liking. And you can stay here if you want, but I'm not. If I can get out of here, I'm taking the first fucking Moses part the seas, the ways. Father will part the waters for me and let me out of here. So I'm only here because I'm a dad trying to help and protect my son, protect my country, protect the county, protect the state that I live in, the people. And, I can't help. I'm a veteran. That's what I've done. So I'm going to Ecuador. I'm not ever telling anybody Well, they use it for here in Oregon. They legislated for legality of the psilocybins, and they bring people. I have PTSD, obviously, from just people standing on the X. Imagine being a veteran. Oh, we kill women and children in other countries, so Americans stand on a fucking X and shut their business down, and and flatten the curve. It's hard to watch. Wear a face diaper. I only thought women burqa'd their and veiled their faces in the desert. Now, what are dudes wearing fucking face diapers for? So, give you a little PTSD. So, people who get into large, long spats of depression, they've used the psilocybin. I'm not giving any medical advice to bring people out of such, again, a state of depression. So, I don't need to use them personally. I just only use cannabis for my back because I have major, damage, physical and then nerve damage. And it doesn't take my pain. It just tells my body, it slows that receptor down that's telling my body, you need to fix yourself. You're fucked up. And there's going to be a pain signal that's going to continue to send that pain signal until I die, until I either go fix it. It's just part of how our body works. It's actually a good thing. My body is telling myself to go fix itself, and it sends a massive pain signal that's much stronger than any break or cut or anything that you've never had a nerve pain. So I only use that, but I do know that people have used psilocybins for things such as mental. People who are struggling with mental, depression and other things such as that. Haven't looked into all the research, so I personally, like I said, I don't use anything else. I've never really been one to, maybe I dabbled when I was real young as a teenager and things and had to try these things one time, but never put a needle in my arm or never did anything, like never done methamphetamines. But it is something that, if used properly, psilocybins could be used. I'm more natural homeopathic. Most of these things that are done by the big farm guy are just trying to copy tree roots, bark, flowers, nature anyways. So you're going to tell me man-made is better than what Father created, Father Nature? You're out of your mind. I'm the guy that's nuts. But hi, kids. I do know for something like that, that's got to be a very big weight lifted off somebody's shoulder. I mean, people just completely shut off. I've even heard they've used that for people too who maybe over medicated themselves and have kind of gone off the deep end, a little backwards, that they've been able to bring people back using psilocybin therapy. I've even heard, and I'm not advocating any of this. I don't do this. It's not for me, but I know several people who are very healthy, live really normal lives, and they microdose using psilocybins, a whole different type. I'm not advocating that, but they say it is a completely, natural, organic, and tell me, well, how come you don't? You're such a naturalist. I know you know about it, but how? I've heard you speak on it. It's not for me. I don't even do a lot of the stuff that I used to do very, very regularly. Coconut oil, cinnamon, apple cider vinegar, just things that I knew that my body could use to be stronger, more healthy, and help me to curtail all the sugars and starches and breads and things that I was massively consuming at the time, and it helped me. So I'm thankful that there has been some research, at least in this state, and that I know that there has been people that have had long years and years of, massive uh, spats of depression, and again have gone and pushed their body a little bit too far over the edge, and this has been able to bring them back to a reality. I mean, people that hadn't talk or nonverbal and things, some things have just been pretty amazing. I've looked into some of the research. I just haven't had a ton of time. So I do like the idea of it's being natural. I more again am into ND nutrition, and rather than medical, I do understand both sides and I've studied both. So again, most of the time, big pharma is just trying to copy what Father Nature made, and they can't make anything better than. I don't agree with man-made is better. I think that's stupid. There's no such thing as man-made. God created all things, so no such thing as man-made. Somehow Father has his he creator of all things, so it's not man-made. But anyways, we'll go with the idea that this whole, we can make this better than, it's like people, I can grow cannabis better because I'll grow it in 70 degrees and it'll never get cold and it'll never be too hot. And that's not better than natural cannabis. Fuck off. I'm a trichome farmer. I know how this plant works from the beginning to the end. I know it exactly at a cellular level what it does. So yeah, people are trying to make something better than Father Nature made it, are idiots. There's no such thing as Mother Nature, by the way. So I rebuke anybody who says that. You're an idiot. You don't know anything about the creation. So he didn't create any planets. You're not on Planet of the Apes. Heaven's not above your head. Earth's not below your feet. It's not 2025. God doesn't love everybody. He only loves his bride. Under the Old Testament, the wages of sin was death. If you rip Christ down from the tree, you put yourself back under that old covenant. He's your mediator. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come? Yeah, seventh seal, trumpet sounds, horn, shofar. We're under this new covenant where the wages of sin is death. No, he covers us, but we can't continue to sin. That is, forgiveness is not given unless you have been rebuked by Father. Walk in repentance. That's a process before you're ever forgiven. So thank you for the blessing to be able to uncover this, lift this veil off the lies of this religious nonsense. It's puke, it's vain, it's vomit. I throw it out of my face because it's toxic. It'll kill me. It'll be the death of me, let me tell you. But I die daily to self-spiritual death. I'm born from above. I don't celebrate anything because I'm a disciple. The disciples, they go out and point these things out, that this perversion of this forwarding, this Agape modern day corporation, in my eyes, everybody in America should be standing against this tyrannical. This was the founding father, which he says called no man. Father writers warned us of these banksters and this takeover, and that if this happened, that we had the right to overthrow. It was not only under the Declaration of Independence, not only the right of the people, but the duty. And that's what the well-regulated militias and heavily armed, all that was about. But that ain't happening. That's not going to happen. There's no taking over. More than the takeover of America has happened in the 1800s. Now there's more than 40% of the people work for the government. That's a shitload of people that work for the government. And that's why nothing changes in this country. Nothing will change in this country. Nothing is going, it's going to Americant. It'll be turned over to the dragon. That's it. That's it. I see it clear as day. And life will go on. It's not going to last forever, but that will be how this will work. It will be blockchain, corporation, digital communism, blockchain communism, central ball and chain, CBDC, central ball and chain. It's everybody, oh no, you're attached to, see, this is what this is all about. This is all about this chain to the pit, to the key, to the pit, or doing this as a ritual. Scripture right in front of your face. So there's not another channel I know at this point on time. I don't care if I have no eyes in here. I'll still put out this information because I'm not going to go down as a silent majority. So I don't need eyes and ears to hear. I'll continue to put these. I told you about this golden dome. Pounded this in your head for the last year. Just beat this in you like a freaking millimeter wave into your brain skull. But most, many are called and oligos are chosen. So oligos are going to see and have an eye to see what it is that I'm telling you. And it doesn't matter. They're not going to stop doing these things. Like, they're still touching fucking kids at the airport after Blind 11 and nobody gives a shit. So nothing's going to happen. Nobody's brought a Smith and a Wesson to work and said, hey, listen, I'm getting my paycheck and I'm fuck this whole jab thing. I don't want to hear it. Yeah, Mr. Smith, Mr. Wesson says I'm going to get my, nobody stood up. And I'm not saying call for arms. Nobody's going to stand up in America. I put out on a channel called Truth Viral Television that's at least 10 plus years old now, that America will not stand up until America's starving. And I'm not going to get that wrong. So, and when they stand up, it'll be too late. Yeah, like you'd be laying next to that 400-ounce gold bar wishing you had some food because you didn't put up any extra oil. So, wise virgins, not foolish virgins, don't sup with vipers. Should be very easy to see what they're doing right now is leading towards the seventh seal, towards judgments. That's what they know is coming. That's what they're been practicing and going through because they fear this time more than any time since the beginning of time, because there's nobody who's been judged. The dead have not been raised from the ashes and the dust. That seventh seal, the seventh shofar, the seventh horn is not sounded yet. It will sound the final trump. And that's what they're doing. They're doing their Trump rituals. Ameri can't. Remember, the leader of the corporation, Trump, it's as plain as like I said, remember his family name is Drumpf. Their name was changed. Like Barack Obama, his name was not Barack Obama. His name is Barry. And I think anybody on this channel would at least know that. President 44, pretendant, Mr. Manshell, the whole Baphomet, First Lady. Not the first one with a Baphomet. Adam's apple. Ivan. Manshell. All of them. Barbara. Oh, yeah. All Nancy. They're all Adam's apples. Adam, da-dum, dum, dum. So, blessings for those who can decipher and not have this blinded by this corporation, and those who will stand up to it. And if you're persecuted for it, well, then they're making the word of Revelation come to pass. So that's what we're to do. Christ stood up to the law, the perverted law, and this corporation is not a constitutional republic anymore. So I don't want anything to do with it anymore. So I can't not wait to depart from this united, divided corporation and still work for the people that can't leave and that don't have a voice or can't have a voice. I can leave the confines of these walls and go somewhere and still defend this country. People do it with 1,000 fucking military bases outside of the country, with 100. You don't think that I couldn't be somewhere? See, that's the idiocracy, people in the confines of these walls. So there's still people who are worth, honorably defending with the word. And, but if I had a preference, only by God's will I depart from this corporation and come back again. And there's land here. There's 45 acres of land that I have to look after and make sure, that I can have multiple. I was already trying to look at land in this location anyway. So it's just the duality to have another plan B, plan C, if you will. So not in haste. I'm not doing anything. I wasn't already doing. How about that? I was already on this path. So yeah, I'm thankful that I've made it this far, and I can still walk and talk and move around and be blessed enough to function, and I haven't come completely batshit crazy or grenaded to the face. That I have been able to still keep hopefully my wits about me here and didn't lose my ability to. I'm not going to be silenced. I think again, I really hit me really hard yesterday. Why did they throw that grenade at my face? That you don't do that. They at any cost came here to silence me, and that it hit me so hard yesterday. As hard as that grenade in the face. I was like, how did I not see that all along? And Kevin's like, you already did. You just didn't want to admit it. I was like, oh, Kevin. So, blessed to be here, blessed to still have the ability to walk and talk and function and operate. So I'm going to keep pushing, and hopefully, again, all this will get taken care of soon, and I'll be able to exit, and I have no hard feelings or towards anybody in this corporation, but I don't want to be a part of it at all. I don't want to be here. I hate this country. I think this country is absolutely, people, if they understood what was going on, they wouldn't all exodus this country. And that's probably why Trump put the walls up, put the fucking 101st Airborne down at the border. They're not going to let motherfuckers out here. I told people the first time, you guys are all worried about Trump coming in and build a wall. He ain't going to build no fucking wall. But if he builds a wall, you're all worried about people coming in here. This border crisis he fucking inherited from Obama, but he ain't going to let us the fuck out. And look at us now. 101st Airborne down. How many people are down there military at the fucking wall? So now you can't get out without having a big old check and balance at the wall. So, yep, here we are. old Pastor Revelation says something, sounds like he's nuts, but eventually it will come to fruition. So I'd really be careful what Mr. Two-Faced Sun God, Joker, the man with the cock, the bringer of the disease and the cure of the disease, Mr. Apollyon, Mr. Warp Speed. If he says something else, he's a Gemini. Well, I'm going to put Hillary in prison, hundreds of millions of dollars funneled into his bank account. She sat at his inaugural dinner. So that's what he does. Even a lot of the Trump supporters at this point that I've heard are starting to realize, wait a minute, this guy says one thing and does something else. So I don't agree with an imperialistic country that is just taking over fucking countries. And we are the ones who outsourced all this fucking labor to labor in China, in Japan, in fucking Mexico. And now Trump's like, hey, if you don't do fucking business with us, fuck you. We're sanctioning you. Fuck you. You bring your business back here or we'll fuck you over. Fuck you. America, bitch. You don't like it? Fuck you. We'll sanction you if you don't like it, if you don't come to do business. When they said all this shit over fucking seas, they outsourced this to cheap fucking China, cheap Japan, Tokyo, all this fucking bullshit, guys. Taiwan. Bullshit. They did this. They did this. And now they're pulling the rug and pulling it and making it like these other people. They fucking did this to these countries. I'm tired of this bullshit. I'm the only one saying that. I know I'm the only one saying that. We outsource this shit to cheap fucking labor. We used to manufacture everything right here in this country. The Industrial Revolution. Hello, wake the fuck up. They created this shit. They did this shit with our fucking fields and our farms too. You might want to wake the fuck up. This is all going to be, this farming is actually almost already automated. They got these fucking tractors out there. All these things you got to do is a little steer. The rest of it just drives the fucking. They got this shit that drives itself off fucking Starlink. So, well, fake ones there, Charlie. It didn't show your thing, but remember they're spiritual. So there is no Jews. They're spiritual, inwardly spiritual Jews. So World War II, not Jews. Bullshit. Israel, not Jews. Fuck off. It's a spiritual Israel, spiritual Jews, spiritual baptism, spiritual death. Grow up, world. The fake ones, those the ones who say they are, but they're not. There's no such thing as Semite. That's such bullshit. Shut the fuck up. It's 2,600 years ago they became spiritual Jews, okay? Anything else is blasphemy. Anybody else who goes and says any of this other shit's an apostasy to this hados. Not one above another. So that's what I really wish. Oh, World War II. Shut up. Those weren't Jews. Shut the fuck up. You're an idiot. They fake nation that 1939 with this conjunction in Aries, triple conjunction in the Ram to create the fake nation of Israel. Bullshit. I know this. I'm a magi. I'm celestially wise. You ain't going into the clock above your head. Nanu with your stupid space farce bullshit. Skywalker, Anakin, fuck off. Fallen angels aren't from above your head. Heaven's not above your head. Sons of God are doing the will of the Father. Fallen angels are not. You're an idiot. Giants aren't the word Nephilim. Nephilim is the word bully. There's a bully. I've got to know one. His name is Dr. Falsey. How about Hillary Clinton? There's a Nephilim. Donald John Trump. There's a Nephilim. A demon, a distributor of lies and fortunes to others. So, homie, don't play that. So, yeah, the ones from the north, the Nordic. Oh, the Gothic and the Vandals and the Visigoths, all these tribes. Oh, I'm going to lose my empire to these. Yeah, I'm killing Christians and Catholics are killing Christians. We'll just bring, there's these Gothic tribes and we'll just get all along. We'll have our own little tolerance. Edict toleration, so we'll tolerate your pagan gods and our Nordic gods and towards, the fake ones. They say they are, but they're not. From the north, it's not hard to figure out who they are. Donald John, the king of Israel. What do you know? I can't sin. I am the chosen one. Bring you back under the 7 Noahide laws. You're just an idiot. So that's okay. It's already happening. These things are all set in motion. Oh, Mr. Netanyahu. Now we got a golden dome in America. They got the Iron Dome and iron to golden. What do you know? They're just playing this out. The age of clay, you idiots. The iron will not cleave with the watery clay. Oh, it will to those who are not in the word. So enjoy your uplink, your Starlink, your Starface, your interface. They'll turn it on like a digital computer screen. Might start with a dot. Careful, I was talking about that. I got dotted in the face by a grenade by the state of Oregon. So they might not want you talking about your interface. Oh, yeah, you heard of the interweb? They'll turn it off and turn it back on. They already have theirs already set up. Power poles, solar. Oh, it's all set up, and then they'll interface you. Might start with a dot. Like if you had a little nose piercing, would you forget that you had that piercing on your nose, maybe a little tattoo or something like that? It just become part of your body, right? Next thing you know, you just forget about it. Little dot, they can turn on a whole screen for you. There's your wink one time, and your digital wallet will pull up so you can digitally get your 6 tomatoes from outside the tram law Walmart. You can't go in anymore. Nope, they're going to give you you've already had your 6 tomatoes. You need to leave. Oh, you're a bad boy. We're taking away 3 tomatoes. Yep. We know that you gave those tomatoes. We tracked those tomatoes, and you gave those other tomatoes to your friend. Now you're digitally credited. Now you get no tomatoes. We don't even make any sense in America, not one single penny. And you don't think they're going to go to this credit scoring you? Digitally track and tracing and credit scoring every asset class on this rock? They are. Digital corporation called Ameri. They'll turn it over. America Ever After. I did a channel long before the channel Truth Viral. You ever see the channel America Ever After that I've done? America Ever After. That's about right now. We're here. Everything I spoke of in that channel, what was that, 12 years ago or something like that? You think this is my first channel? Yeah, right. I've done half a dozen or more channels that are still up, and some have been taken down. So Pure Blood Evolution. Any of these other channels, you follow any of my work? I do work not anymore on TikTok. I won't put anything up on that channel anymore. So, but platform on the Dragon. So anyways, there we go. I'm exposing the American. I can't. They already stripped me of my Second Amendment, Fourth Amendment, violated my Sixth Amendment, violated my Miranda rights, violated my son's right of affirmative defense, my right of affirmative defense, kidnapped my daughter, shot my son, hit me in the face with a grenade, lobbed 5 tear gas canisters, fuck my dogs up. Why would I stay here? The fuck would I stay here for? This place, the only reason I'm going to stay here is to sue the living fuck out of the state of Oregon and the federal government. I will sue the federal government. They are very aware of this. I'm certain they're aware of this because I'm Marshall now. So I will sue Lake County, the federal government, and the state of Oregon. I will win all these cases. They'll settle out of court on all of them. So go look at the live stream. The attorney looked at it and realizes when he went through the discovery, realized how many years I've been calling to try to get the feds to come out here and look at the corporation, right? Corporatocracy, this freaking disgusting bullshit they do out here. So again, we have no 911 in this county. The 911 services have been moved to a different county because there's no funding, and there's more fucking police officers now rolling around. More police officers to throw people in jail, but no 911. How do you think that works out, brothers and sisters? You think that works out well? So, although I love this location, the desert, the energy here, all this stuff that's here, this isn't for me anymore. I can come back. I need a vacation. That's what I'm saying. I already was going to do this long ago. So hopefully it'll be next week, and I'll be able to exit, and I'll be able to go to Ecuador and farm down there and live stream down from there. And I'll keep the channel up. Nothing will change. I'll go preach the gospel down in South America. Go see Venezuela. Go to El Salvador. Go to Brazil. Go to Colombia. Go to all these places. Beautiful people down there. All the people need to hear the gospel. North, south, east, and west. So there's nowhere that the gospel does not need to be heard. So I kind of have a bucket list now. I was kind of, because I've already, and if nothing ever happens ever again, and I never will be able to accomplish anything at all, you know what I'm saying? I'm okay. But if I allow, Father does allow me, I'd like to go see every continent and go to all 180 countries and teach the gospel to all rocks. Every single ethnicity, every culture, every custom needs to hear the gospel. So, Father willing, or I'll get thrown into prison because I'm facing a lot of time. I just picked up another, menacing the police charge and harassing the police charge. So, harassing the police, menacing the police, interfering with police, and hindering the police. What's your deal with the police, man? Never heard a song called Fuck the Firefighter, have you? Firefighter run into a burning building for your hamster. You think a cop would do that today? Seriously, you think a cop would run into a burning building for your hamster? Fuck no, all they care about is officer safety. So fuck the police. Never heard a song called Fuck the Firefighter. Bishop Stoner at Church of the Only Begotten Son is one who told me that. So, all right, guys, let's wrap this up. 3 hours. That's a good broadcast there. There's enough work for the AM portion of the day. I got chickens that need laid out, fed. I need to work on that chicken pen today so they don't keep getting out. It's not that big a deal because I go bring them back in, and at the end of the day, will bad pigs go into the pig pen? Attention, right? Bad pigs go into the pig pen. Attention. So we'll see. Father willingly, I don't want to do anything. I hope Father will take care of all of it for me, and I can just step back and go farm. That's all I want to do is farm, raise my dogs, farm, and share the word of God, and be left alone. I am okay. I've done enough proactivism for the last 20 years. I think that I have accomplished and feel a sense of accomplished. Now it's just I need to share the word. So only by Father's will he get all these charges dismissed, let my son go, and I'll move on with my life. I could have already done that. Remember, I only jumped in front of Elijah's, evidence is all I did. I have no criminal record. I have a farm out here, a ministry. Everything was, I'm not saying that I didn't have resistance in my life. It was a hard life I lived, but, it was me getting in front of Elijah's 180 hours that they didn't want to listen. That spurred all this 6 felonies and a misdemeanor and all this jail time that I'm facing and all this assaulting of me and my face and my animals and my property and all these things. But he'll pour out a just measure now. Like I said, the attorney Paul Palmer has stepped in and looked at the case, and he sees it's just a blatant violation after violation after violation of my 6th Amendment, my Miranda rights, assault in my face, attempted murder potentially. I truly know that Paul has an idea what has happened now when he said attempted murder, that this man could face attempted murder charges for hitting me in the face. And yesterday it hit me like a lead weight, guys. That's why that grenade was thrown at my face, because they wanted to silence me, shut me the fuck up so I would not talk about this apostate nation that for 50 fucking years has done business with the Saudis, fucking OPEC nations, and has forced every nation to buy Saudi oil. I don't have any against this person, but these fucking people are idiots in Saudi Arabia too. They don't know. You think they fucking know? They don't know. Their governments do that shit to them. Just like not everybody in Iran shouts, death to America. That's a small percentage of the population. The shit that's going on in Ukraine, the shit that's going on in Russia, the shit that's going on here in America. I rebuke this shit. You think the Saudis wanted a fucking force for the last 50 fucking years to have the U.S. in their country? And OPEC nations, we're going to protect your fucking oil fields as long as everybody pays for the dollar, pays with the U.S. dollar, rebranding all oil in 1973. No, you're going to pay with the SWIFT system or I'll come bomb the fuck out of you. Never did find any weapons of mass destruction, did they? Saddam Hussein, Iraq, Gaddafi, he was going to pay for oil and gold. Blew up all those fucking waterways running in, all that water that's desalination. We're a fucking tyrant. I hate America so fucking much. 50 fucking years we forced people with the Saudi to buy Saudi oil, the OPEC nations. And no, we're going to protect all the gold in fucking Fort Knox. Shh, don't look over here now, don't look at Fort Knox. We're going to make everybody pay. we're going to Bretton Woods agreement. We're going to take us off the Bretton Woods agreement. And now we're going to go by this OPEC nations, and all nations are going to pay for rebranding all 1973. All nations will pay for oil with the U.S. dollar. Don't care about bucking the gold in Fort Knox. Now it's not backed by gold. It's backed by oil. So thanks for coming in, Saudi Arabia. Appreciate it. I want to go to Saudi Arabia, brothers and sisters, and teach the gospel in Saudi Arabia. There's brothers and sisters that are in the narrow way in Saudi Arabia. Not many. Not many in many nations. All of them, not even here in America. Wouldn't that be a blessing to go speak to the Saudi people? Oh, they're amazing people. They're some amazing. They're very vigilant people, strong people. They're desert people. I'm born in the desert, so I'm a desert dweller. I'm a Scorpizzo. So the gospel needs to be taught everywhere. People love the Hamashiach, brothers, sisters. It doesn't matter. Remember I told you I don't do race. I'm a tyrant fucking army veteran. Do you understand? I've served this beast oil system, and people don't ask to be blown up in fucking Iraq or in Saudi Arabia, Afghanistan. They don't. They are normal people who just love the word, and they don't want to be casualties of war. So I have to do this to rebuke this nation. What we've done is an apostasy, forcing, and now they're getting ready to abandon this oil shit. We never needed to fight one oil war. The people of Saudi Arabia should have never been put under that restriction of what they did, because there are people in that country who did not want nothing to do with what their governments did with the governments of America. And the people paid the price because of that, brothers and sisters. You know, there were 7 nations over there that we wanted to go through, and they are there, brothers and sisters. The final one is Iran. I hope you understand what this disgusting, filthy American nation has done for 50 fucking years. That was never even necessary. It was unnecessary. We needed to never fight any oil wars. We have had technology, millimeter wave, golden dome, millimeter dome. Death ray is what Tesla said. I can build a ray over your city that no military could penetrate. That doesn't fund J.P. Chase Morgan and Henry Ford. They already invested in copper and power poles. And no, this guy's talking about free energy and anti-gravitics and pulling energy right out of the air and powering up and sending whole currents and power through the ether and through the whole. Yeah, they don't want that. That doesn't fund their oil wars. War's profitable, brothers and sisters. Whether you realize it's the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, all these, the DuPont, they all make money on these wars. They sell bullets and Band-Aids. You know, Adolf was Hitler. He was a Time Magazine's Man of the Year 2 years in a row. People reveled after that man. So the people don't realize it was totally unnecessary. We should have never fought one oil war. We have had the technology to move megalithic structures without even using any kind of robotic technology, any kind of machine, any kind of combustion, using millimeter wave. They could break the silver out of the rocks, brothers and sisters, with this same technology. They wouldn't want you to have that. Oh yeah, they could use that for mining. Yeah, they mine with technology, with millimeter wave, sound, frequency wave mining. Huh? I'm just touching the tip of the spear, brothers and sisters. This is disgusting what we have done, pushing fucking disgusting water in America. We're the number 1 oil producer in the world now. Yeah, natural gas, shoving toxic fucking water into our laterals so we can pump up this fucking gas. It's disgusting. So I'm appalled at all nations, you know, and especially America, for foreign national trade payment. And that's what they're changing now, border-to-border payment, cross-border payment systems. That's what they're doing. They're bringing in this new system, whether you realize it or not. So, you know, what's beautiful is to see the Saudi nations taking all forms of currency for their oil. Fuck you, U.S. United States. We don't need your ass anymore. So blessings from Saudi Arabia. There's a little understanding of the 50 plus years since 1973, you know, since we have forced every nation we have made a little bit of money on every single dollar that comes in. they have to convert it over to the money changers. The United States of America is the money changers and was in cahoots with the Saudis to do it. And it wasn't just the Saudis, it was the OPEC nations. But I'm just giving you a brief history on somebody who is probably from Saudi Arabia, doesn't want nothing to do with this, and probably had nothing like, I don't want nothing to do with my fucking government. And hopefully this person don't wanted nothing to do with theirs. Just like people don't all chant death to Iran and Iran. It's actually a small percentage of the population. But you wouldn't know that on television, would you? So careful how you look at another brother. We all have to be on this rock together. I don't care where you're at. So Father, bless me someday so I can go to Saudi Arabia and teach the gospel and share it with those that are in the narrow way that love the Hamashiach. He was from over there in the desert anyways, you dumb bucks. So anyways, he was from the tribe of Judah. Do you know anything where Palmyra is? Syria, Iraq, the Garden of Eden, Iran, Afghanistan, Saudi Arabia. You have any idea? Nope. You're, oh, well, somewhere over, like, dude, I live in the Pacific Northwest, and Russia's right there. Russia's right there. People think Russia's all the way around. Get the fuck out of here. You're an idiot. You're an American, aren't you? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, and there are people and imagine being over there, guys, where most people go after this other gospel, this other, over there, it's the Quran, it's all that. And imagine how hard it is to go after the gospel, to go after Christ and be a Saudi, from a Saudi nation. I can't remember what the population is there. Maybe this person knows, but if not, like India, like 1% or something of the population in India is Christian faith. Imagine how hard it is to be of Christian faith and be in Saudi Arabia, to be in Iran, actually there was at one point in time, there was many there, but obviously with these fake fucking oil wars that was created by the United States. Osama bin Laden was an oil tycoon. You're an idiot. He did business with the Bushes for decades, nearly over a decade. Oil deals. See what I'm saying? This has been in cahoots for a long time. J.P. Chase Morgan, the Rockefellers. Who do you think formed the nation of Israel? Hello. Same ones that formed the United States of America. You guys are just lost here in space. So, all right. I love you. I got to go. I got to do something here. Get off my ass and do something today. I don't know. It feels like my work is more important here right now, but I got to at least keep these chickens cooped up. So I better go get something done and throw some more wood in the fire here too. I think I'm about to lose my coals here. So much agape and phileo. I'll see you guys again soon. Leave a comment, like, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Appreciate your time. Remember, there's 2 kings. I'm going to go get my other one over here. So if you want to leave a tattoo fund, there's a link in the description. It's not required. Just if you have abundance, please don't give anything to me. If you knew anybody in your area, I only teach with the tattoos. They're just part of the lesson, how I can teach the gospel. So links are in the description. About a week ago, Martello left at $20, so we got $20 in the tattoo fund. They take everything from me, but they can't take my tattoos, so I'll put it out there. All right, guys, much blessings and agape. I'll see you again on the next Predestined for Light. Now, High Desert Faith and Truth broadcast. Welcome to Revelation. Welcome to the last book. Welcome to the age of Aquarius, where the veil has been lifted and they can't hide the truth anymore. Checking out on the prison bus. Whoa.